All right, let's do it. Happy Sunday. Game 4 between the Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers is here. Coming up right around the corner, and now we're live on 76ers Now and Boston Celtics today for a Game 4 watch party. The Celtics able to get a massive win in Game 3. Jayson Tatum was fantastic down the stretch. James Harden was absolutely brutal, looking like Ben Simmons, scared to shoot the rock. And now it's Philadelphia looking to even up this series at 2-2. Teams that win Game 3 go on to win playoff series about 72-73% of the time. That was the significance of Game 3, and now it's a very significant Game 4 in Philadelphia. So let's begin with this. We're live on both of our channels for another simulcast here on 76ers Now and Boston Celtics today. Been a blast doing these games here throughout this series. We'll want to start with this. Where are you watching from? We have people tuned in from all across the globe. We're going to do a pregame show here, keys to the game. We'll take a look at the point spread. We'll really preview this game in full detail, but we want to hear from you first. Where are you at right now? Looking at the 76ers Now chat, Tony Fuentes has been here for a little while. Tim Starr has as well. We have Giordano Molino and Daver Jones all saying, let's go 76ers. Then on Boston Celtics today, we have Greg Tynan, Ninja Gaming, as well as Field Marshall in the chat right now. Field Marshall saying, do it for Larry Legend and KG. Obviously, Larry Legend, a lot of great rivalry games against this same organization in the Philadelphia 76ers, throwing it all the way back to when him and Dr. J were duking it out. The Sixers have not beat the Celtics in a playoff series since 1982, and if they lose this game today, I think this series is all but done as we shift back to Boston for Game 5. You look at the point spread for this game. Tip-off 3:30 Eastern, but of course it's going to be on ESPN, so they're showing right now that tip-off is in about 23 minutes, so they will not meet that time. The Boston Celtics 1.5-point favorites. They were more than 8-point favorites the last time we did a watch party for Game 2. They win Game 3. The over-under set at 213.5. James Harden this postseason, solid against the Brooklyn Nets, especially in that Game 1. He was kind of average after that in that series. He helped Philadelphia steal Game 1 in this series on the road with 45 points, but over his last 2 games, he is 5 of 28. Big postseason for him, considering what's coming up. He becomes an unrestricted free agent this summer, has a player option 2023-2024 of $35.5 million, and I do believe that this is somewhat of a legacy game for James Harden. Joel Embiid was awesome in Game 3. He did what he had to do coming off that knee injury. It looks like he's somewhat healthy, but Joel Embiid needs some help, and he needs that help from James Harden, who looks scared to shoot the basketball in Game 3 in front of the home crowd, which was weird. You have to give credit to the Boston Celtics. They've done a great job with being able to defend Harden, get in his face, make him uncomfortable. Now Harden has to certainly respond. All right, our sponsor today, Underdog Fantasy. Really excited to have them on board here at Chat Sports. If you're into fantasy sports, Underdog Fantasy is the spot for you. Don't miss out on the excitement of playing fantasy sports with Underdog Fantasy, the easiest and fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. You can build a pick'em entry by choosing whether your favorite players will have a higher or lower stat total in this week's game, and you could win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Sign up today, promo code ChatSports at chatsports.com/underdog. You can double your first deposit up to $100. That's chatsports.com/underdog. You can also find the app in the App Store. Remember to use our promo code to claim your bonus. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here on 76ers Now and on Boston Celtics today. Can't wait to get into the action here because this is going to be a fantastic matchup between these two arch rivals. And if you're ready for Game 4, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. We have 4 likes over on our Sixers channel, 5 likes over on our Celtics channel. Who's not pumped up for Game 4? Don't jinx it. Smash that thumbs up icon, like the video. And if you did like the video, you can go ahead and type me. Gonna welcome in the homie Nick Roloff, who's producing the show today. Everybody knows that Nick Roloff, he knows ball. Nick, excited for this one. I don't have a lot of faith that the Sixers can come back in this series. Boston playing pretty well. What do you think about this matchup today?
Well, we'll look at some historic data in a little bit, but we do know that the Celtics have had the upper hand on on the Sixers in recent history, in basically the Joel Embiid era in Philadelphia. That was why Game 1 was so crucial for Philly, but back-to-back tough losses. This is a must-win, and it's obviously stating the obvious. I mean, you're down 2-1 at home. You go down 3-1. Not likely to come back, especially when you would have to win 2 times in Boston.
Right.
This is a big-time game. You mentioned this is a James Harden legacy game. I kind of am with you here, Chase. Like, he needs to perform, needs to lift a lot of weight off Joel Embiid's shoulders, and if he doesn't, could be having a lot of questionable, let's say, discussions in this upcoming offseason for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and for Harden, playoff career with the Sixers, 19 points per game, 39% on his field goal attempts, 5.5 rebounds, 8.5 assists, as the Sixers are 11-8 in those 19 games. Now, it's obviously a different James Harden from the one that we saw with the Houston Rockets. He's now playing alongside Joel Embiid. He's 33 years old. He doesn't need to carry the scoring load like he did with the Houston Rockets when he would have to chuck up between 20 and 30 shots. So the points per game being below 20 isn't a massive deal. What is a big deal is the fact that Harden was missing in Game 3. He looked scared to shoot the basketball. There were a couple of floaters. There were a couple of three-pointers in which he had wide open looks. He decided to pass up on those. The Sixers traded away Ben Simmons for James Harden so that they could get a guy in Harden who, regardless of how he's playing that night, wouldn't be petrified to shoot the basketball. He looked like Ben Simmons out there the other night, and that's a massive problem. And Woj just reporting on NBA Countdown that the Houston Rockets continue to show and have a lot of interest in James Harden. They want a reunion potentially. They just hired Ime Udoka. They have a lot of young pieces on that roster. They look at Harden as a guy who, again, doesn't have to be the old school Houston Rockets James Harden, but can he be that facilitator and set those players up, making that roster a little bit more well-rounded? And I think that chatter, I think that buzz is real. If Harden has another flame out, if you're the Sixers, how do you bring him back? And this is an organization that has not made it past the second round of the playoffs since 2001. James Harden could be gone. Doc Rivers could be gone. They could look to bring in a coach like Nick Nurse, who's probably the most sought-after coach on the market as we look ahead to this offseason. And then what happens with some of the other players on this roster? Do you massively have to overhaul it? How do you surround Joel Embiid with some better pieces? This is a massive, massive game for the Sixers organization against the Celtics team that never seems to have any of these issues, right? I mean, they're consistently competitive and made it to the finals last year, and right now, one of the odds-on favorites to win the NBA championship, not just the Eastern Conference. Starting 5 for Philadelphia, it's going to be the same one that we've seen throughout this series outside of Game 1 when Joel Embiid did not play. When he didn't play, it was Paul Reed getting the start at the 5. James Harden looking to rebound after a couple of bad, sluggish games in Game 2 and Game 3. Tyrese Maxey is a guy who also really has to get it going. Throughout his entire career against Boston, he's really struggled shooting the basketball. In this series, he has not been good from three-point range. The Celtics do have a couple of players who do a good job of defending him in Jaylen Brown, who has the length to stop him. Marcus Smart, who's just a tough defensive player. That's why he won Defensive Player of the Year last year. Derrick White can defend Tyrese Maxey, and they've given him some trouble. Tobias Harris going to have to play better, too. I'd like to see him just be a little bit more aggressive. He barely shot the basketball in Game 3. P.J. Tucker actually has more three-pointers made the last 2 games than James Harden, which is always a problem. Then you have Joel Embiid, who was very, very good in that Game 3 defeat. Starting 5 for the Boston Celtics, and it's interesting, you know, what you see out of this group here. Derrick White has made some timely championship-level plays. He's such a heady player. The same can be said for Marcus Smart. I think he's had a better series this one than he did last playoff series against Atlanta. Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, always due to go off. They've kind of flip-flopped throughout this series. Jaylen Brown, awesome in Game 2. Jayson Tatum, fantastic down the stretch in Game 3. Al Horford was lighting it up from distance in Game 3 going up against his former team. And the Celtics now smelling blood against the Sixers organization, looking to go for the kill shot, because if they go up 3-1 with about 15 minutes left until tip here during our pregame show, I don't see how Philadelphia can come back in this playoff series. So for those of you who have been hanging out with us, we're live on both of our channels here between these two rivals. Philadelphia 76ers now, Boston Celtics today. We're closing in on a couple of milestones here that we really want to hit on today's program. 76ers now 90 subscribers away from 9,000. If you're watching over there, subscribe for year-round content on the 76ers, and then on Boston Celtics today, quickly approaching 15,000 subscribers. It's been a Boston against Philadelphia weekend, and it's been Boston who has been very, very good. The Red Sox have won the first 2 games of their set with the Phillies right across the street from the Wells Fargo Center at Citizens Bank Park, and the Celtics up 2-1 in this series. So for those of you watching on both of our channels here, lock us in and subscribe.
Listen, you were breaking down with the possibility of James Harden going back to Houston and stuff. Now I just have to ask you here, if he ends up going back to Houston, they end up getting, just say the Sixers get gentlemen swept. They lose in 5. James Harden goes to Houston. They decide to switch coaches, get Doc Rivers out of there. Do you think there is a chance that Joel Embiid could request a trade?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, in this player empowerment era, if an athlete is not happy with the current situation, and how can Joel Embiid be happy? I mean, they got close to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2019 when they lost to the Toronto Raptors. They lost a surprising second-round series to the Atlanta Hawks. Last year they lost to your Miami Heat, Rolly. And a lot of those playoff series have been heartbreaks. They've been disappointments. You can make the argument they're the better team than Atlanta. I think they certainly were. Were they the better team than Miami Heat? You can make the argument that they were. So it's been these playoff no-shows, these playoff shortcomings that have been very frustrating. And for Embiid, he's probably looking at his situation like, well, if James Harden leaves, what's going to be the plan? Who's going to be my co-star? Who are we going to sign to finally get us over the top? Now, Embiid would probably admit that he has to be better, but does he also look at this organization as an organization that's just snake-bitten, right? That has not made it past the second round since 2001. That is a massive problem, and it always seems to be the same issues, too. It's a choke job. It's a shortcoming. It's Embiid not really getting a lot of help. It's him being injured in the playoffs, which has altered and changed his game to a certain degree. It's a lack of coaching details and adjustments from Doc Rivers. I thought he was great in Game 1 against Joe Mazzulla. Last 2 games, though, Celtics, they've really had their way. So the future of the Sixers with this game, Rolly, I do think is somewhat in peril because we're not sure what this team is going to look like if the Sixers do lose this playoff series. You could lose Harden. You could lose Doc Rivers. And then if you lose Harden, who's going to be Embiid's running mate? And does Embiid look at it like, look, we can't get it right. I want out. And then do the Sixers look at that as, look, this guy's coming off an MVP season. His value might not ever be higher considering the injury issues that he's had. If we get rid of him, we have no draft assets in the future. We only have one really good young player in Tyrese Maxey. Do we just retool right now? It's been a pretty good run since the process started to find its footing, but it's certainly been a disappointing one as well.
Yeah, I mean, with that all being said, and if you're looking at the 76ers side of things, and you look in this macro instead of the micro, which is this playoff series, you look at the biggest picture possible, this is a massive, potentially franchise-altering game for Philadelphia. Equally as important for Boston to go up 3-1, heading back to TD Garden, potentially closing it out, getting ready for the winner of the Knicks and Heat series. So with that being said, our viewers, who do you think wins this Game 4?
Who you got?
Type Philly or PHI for Philly, BOS for Boston. Let us know in the comment section. Who do you have winning this massive Game 4?
Yeah, so let us know in the comments who you're going with. Maya's World, Gamer Dude, Ryan Rowe, the Kenny GM, LLA Dubs, all in the chat on our 76ers channel. Then over on Boston Celtics today, Alex Joseph, of course, going with Boston. Jason Dyer going with Boston. One Tanheimer said Sixers upset for the win, so that's a little bit of a surprise. You can also get your votes in our live poll. Who gets the Game 4 win? On Celtics today, 71% going with Boston, and then on 76ers now, 88% of the votes going with Philadelphia. We're going to shift gears here to my keys to the game here for both of these teams. And credit to the Boston Celtics. They've done a great job since James Harden had the flamethrower working in Game 1 as Philadelphia was able to steal that first game. And I thought that Boston's defensive plan was a little bit odd against Harden and Philadelphia in Game 1. I think they cakewalked that game. They thought that without Joel Embiid, they were going to be able to walk over the Sixers, get an easy victory. They let James Harden kind of play pickup level basketball, and he was able to really get anywhere he wanted on the floor. Elbow jumpers, elbow extended jumpers, three-pointers. He was operating one-on-one. Defenders weren't really in his face, and because of that, he was able to dictate the game and create a lot of space for himself to get some of these shots off. But in the last 2 games of this series, the Celtics have had a different defensive game plan. They've been more aggressive in their switches, more aggressive in their hedges. They're not giving James Harden some of that space, and because of that, he's clearly looked bothered. Hasn't been able to get it going offensively. 5 of 28 on total field goal attempts over his last 2 games. He has to be better. And I thought the Sixers were also sloppy with the basketball in Game 3. You saw the Celtics diving for loose balls. The Sixers weren't doing that. And how do you not have that type of effort playing in front of your home crowd moments after Joel Embiid was named NBA MVP and the lid was about to pop off the Wells Fargo Center? For Joel Embiid, really good in Game 3. Looked pretty healthy in my opinion. But the big question, who's going to step up outside of Embiid? Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, James Harden, I'm talking to you. The Sixers need to get it going from 3. I do think this is going to be a 3-pointer game. Whichever team has the edge there, I believe, wins this basketball game. And the Celtics here have an opportunity, really, to put the dagger through Philadelphia. You will go up 3-1, going back to Boston with an opportunity for a closeout game at TD Garden. I think that's an opportunity that the Celtics really do not want to squander. If the Sixers even up this series at 2-2, weird things can happen with 3 potential games left.
As we transition to some of my keys in this game, you mentioned who's going to step up outside of Joel Embiid. Well, I think that person must be Tyrese Maxey. He had a brutal Game 3, shooting 4 for 16. He had only 13 points. He had 6 rebounds, but the efficiency wasn't there, and as Maxey being the third option, I'd say you have to be more efficient than 4 for 16. That simply won't work. 3 for 9 from 3, so it wasn't bad, but he couldn't get anything going inside the arc, and that was a big reason why he struggled. So can he step up? Can he be that third scorer for Philly? You're hoping Harden steps up. You know Embiid's going to give you it, assuming he doesn't get hurt in this game and plays the full 30-35. You're going to need Maxey to step up. My second key to this game, who throws the first punch? You mentioned how Boston could put a dagger through Philly. I think if Boston comes up hot, gets out to a 15-point lead early in this first half, whether it be late first quarter, early second quarter, it could really deflate the home crowd in Philly, and it could just be that first punch, the 76ers don't get up from it. On the flip side, though, if the 76ers come out fighting and they go up 15-20 early, I don't know if the Celtics will fight back. They'll be, listen, we did our job in Philly. We made it 2-2 going back to Boston, and we have home court again. So if whoever throws that first punch, if it's a devastating blow early, the opponent might not get up. Now, I want to look at the transition game because Game 3, the Celtics were able to get in transition. I want to, let me get in front. They had 15 fast break points compared to Philly's 7. So that's an 8-point difference. Listen, you lost by 12, so that's almost the difference in the game. They only had, the Sixers turned the ball over 2 more times than Boston did in Game 3, which isn't a lot, but the Celtics were able to capitalize on those turnovers, get in the transition game. If you're Philadelphia, you want to limit that transition points for Boston. If you're Boston, continue getting what you do or doing what you're doing, getting in that transition.
Yeah, I think that you make a good point there at the transition game because all throughout the regular season, when the Sixers did not beat the Celtics until the last game between those 2 squads when Jaylen Brown did not play, one of the consistent themes was with James Harden and how he kind of milks the clock on offensive possessions, and given the style of Joel Embiid, how he likes to set things up for himself offensively, sometimes the shot clock does dwindle. The Sixers play a slower style of basketball, and honestly, you look at how they play as compared to some of the other teams left in the playoffs, Golden State Warriors, the Denver Nuggets, the Phoenix Suns, sometimes it looks like a different game just because the Sixers do play so slow. And because of that, sometimes they struggle to get back on defense. And that is an area in which the Celtics have been able to exploit Philadelphia throughout the regular season, but so far in this series. In game one, they didn't really have an opportunity to do that because James Harden, once again, was dictating the pace of that game. Game two, game three, though, I think you've seen that athletic edge for Boston. Size, speed, athleticism, length, really giving the Sixers a lot of fits. Now, if you're a Sixers fan, you're not feeling confident about what the Sixers can do here. Some of the ESPN NBA analysts thinking that Philadelphia going to tie this series up. Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, Jalen Rose, they're going with Philadelphia.
I don't like, if you're a Sixers fan, all three of them pick Philadelphia.
No, and I've continued to say this, and this is why heading into the series, I said Celtics in 6. I think that Boston is the better basketball team. They're the deeper basketball team. They have the mental edge over Philadelphia. And from a matchup standpoint, the Celtics give the Sixers nightmares. And I do think that among the teams left, the Celtics are certainly one of the best. And you can make the argument they are the best team remaining in the NBA playoffs when they're playing their game. Now, problem with Boston all throughout this year is that they have played down to the level of competition, but when they're playing their best basketball, they're a very, very good and lethal squad. For Philadelphia, looking to get past the mental hurdle this year of beating Boston, looking to get past the mental hurdle against beating Boston, having not beat them in a playoff series since 1982. This is a great rivalry, not just in the NBA, but in all of sports. They're, of course, meeting here in 2023. Last time they met was in the NBA bubble prior to this in 2020. Celtics swept Philadelphia 4-0. After that, Brett Brown was fired. Ben Simmons did not play that playoff series. Sixers were completely outmatched. Sometimes they had to turn to Alec Burks to try to get buckets down the stretch. In 2018, that was the first year that Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and that young iteration of that core made it to the playoffs. The Celtics won that series when you can probably make the argument the Sixers could have won it. They just blew a lot of games. In 2012, in the Eastern Conference semifinals, the Celtics outlasted the Sixers 4-3 in a Game 7 victory. That was really at the end of that Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen era. In 2002, Allen Iverson up against Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. The Sixers lost that first-round series back when first-round series were only 5 games, so that went the distance there. Celtics pulled it off 3-2. 1985 Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics won 4-1. And the last time that the Philadelphia 76ers have taken down the Boston Celtics in a playoff series, it's the last time they won a championship. But Julius Erving, 1982 Eastern Conference Finals. That series went 7 games. Sixers with the edge there, 4 games to 3.
You know what, Chase? You look at this graphic the last time, 6 times they've matched up in the playoffs. I feel like they've played more often than this.
Yeah, it feels like that, just because of the significance of the rivalry.
Yeah, but I guess not. It just feels like they've matched up with each other in the playoffs quite a lot lately. But
and let's be real, I mean, for the Sixers, right, they have not been a consistently great basketball team, whereas Boston has. You know, even when Paul Pierce was playing with Antoine Walker, they were still making deep runs in the playoffs. I know that he got frustrated towards the tail end of that, and that's why Danny Ainge had to swing for the fences, bring in KG, bring in Ray Allen. They win that championship in, 2008? But they're always a consistent player in the Eastern Conference, whereas the Sixers, the last time they made it past the second round was 2001. That year, Allen Iverson won MVP. They lost to the Lakers 4-1 in the NBA Finals. But for a while after that, which is what led to the process and the Sixers tanking with Sam Hinkie, the Sixers were a consistently average basketball team. The best playoff result that they had during that stretch was 2012, and that was when Allen Iverson wasn't even there. That was the Doug Collins coach team when Andre Iguodala was their best player. 2018, the Sixers started to get back on track as far as just making into the playoffs, and they've been to the playoffs every single year since 2018, but not able to get over that hurdle of that second round. And that is really the looming dark cloud over the Sixers organization. All right, Game 4 is almost here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get pumped up. Predict the score down in the comments section. You're watching us on 76ers Now. You're watching us on Boston Celtics Today. It's Chase Sr. It's Nick Roloff. It's all of you. And no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we appreciate all of you for being a part of the show. So, last opportunity here to predict the score between Boston and Philly with Game 4 coming up around the corner. Who are you going with? Predict the score. We'll give you some shout outs here. Let's go. LLA Dubs said 115-78 Sixers. What's interesting is that outside a couple of these game ones, Lakers, Warriors, Sixers, Celtics, Heat, Knicks, a lot of these playoff series here in the conference semifinals have not been fun games. They have not been close games. They've been a lot of blowouts after some really exciting game ones. Does that change here today? LLA Dubs, he thinks that the blowout streak continues. 115-78 Sixers. Greg Tynan, Boston, 118, 76ers, 111.
I just hope we get a good game here. I want a close game. I'm sick and tired of NBA blowouts. We got 2 blowouts yesterday. No fun. Let's get a good game today.
Sixers going to be rocking their blue unis with the white trim. Celtics in their all white. Sixers win the tip. Joel Embiid bats it back to James Harden, and we're officially underway. Harden near side, guarded by Derrick White, comes off the screen, gets into the lane. Nice little pass there to Embiid, hangs in the air, layup off the window, and good. That breaks the scoreless tie. So a little two-man game there from Harden to Embiid. Harden with the assist, Embiid with the finish. Sixers moving left to right offensively. Celtics right to left. Derrick White up top. Shot clock at 10. Finds Tatum into the lane. One-legged floater. It's short. Airballs it. Tyrese Maxey takes the outlet. It's going to find Joel Embiid. Thought about a 3. Sidestep triple. No good.
That was really good defense by Maxey on the other end. Making Jayson Tatum airball on a step-back jumper.
Now Brown. He'll drive into the lane. Floater. Up. Got it. Over the outstretched hands there of Joel Embiid. Good finish there from Jaylen Brown. Maxey will now bring it up for the Sixers. We're tied up 2-2. Going to try to take Derrick White to the cup. Dribble behind the back. Step back jumper just inside the three-point arc. Maxey gets it. Good early sign there for him in this Sixers squad. Tatum now guarded by Harris. Looking to find Jaylen Brown. Instead, he goes to Marcus Smart. Smart to his streaking Tatum. Good defense there from Maxey again. Bats the ball away. Outlet pass from Harden to Tobias Harris. Kick out. Joel Embiid whistle.
Maxey has looked incredible here early. Exactly what you want to see if you're a Sixers fan after how he struggled on Friday night. Meanwhile, on this end, questionable call.
Toby kind of lost his footing a little bit.
Tobias Harris tried to run in. I don't know. It was such a weird play. Harris didn't even go towards the rim. He tried to go into Jaylen Brown. Very strange.
Yeah, it was very strange. Harden now going to come off the Embiid screen. Going to take out Horford to the cup. Layup. Good. James Harden maneuvering downhill and around the rim in Game 3. He looked timid, scared to finish. Not the case there. Tatum into the lane. Swiped. Joel Embiid jars the ball loose. Maxey picks it up. His second official steal of this game. Harris going to back down Smart. He likes the size advantage. Bank shot. Good. Sixers using their physicality early on here. While the Celtics might be larger on the wings, the Sixers do have some bigger bodies with the matchups that's presented themselves so far. Brown, spin move, up and under as he ducks through Embiid and Tucker. Nice little savvy, heady move there from Jaylen Brown.
Everything the Sixers have shown on offense so far has been what you wanted to see if you're a Philly fan. Boston, Jaylen Brown, man, you can't guard him right now.
Embiid fakes right, goes left, foul, going to go to the free throw line. I kind of like, really, how the Sixers have tried to take control of the game here as far as their pacing, as far as them trying to exploit some of those matchups down low. For instance, Embiid when he's matched up against a smaller player. Tobias Harris when he's matched up against a Marcus Smart, he has the size advantage. James Harden trying to get downhill, giving him a couple of options, whether to finish in the lane or give it to Embiid on that two-man game. I like how they're dictating the pace here.
Clearly a point of emphasis for Doc Rivers in Philadelphia, that when they looked at the film from Friday night, maybe they thought they were playing too soft, got some switches and said, we're settling for too many jumpers. Let's get inside, get to the line, as Embiid does go 1 of 2 from the line, made the first, missed the second. Could be something that we could see. Philly put the pressure on the refs to make a call when they go to the cup.
P.J. Tucker guarding Tatum. Maxey switches on to Tatum. Shot clock at 8. Tatum gets away with the carry. Pass into the corner. Jaylen Brown, 3, connects. Jaylen Brown, it was contested, didn't matter, still got it to go. Jaylen Brown, nice couple of early minutes here to start this basketball game. Now it's P.J. Tucker in the corner, three-pointer, off the mark. P.J. Tucker picks up the loose change to Tobias Harris, rims out, Embiid, rebound, put back, fouled, he'll go to the line again.
And not to mention, right here, Jaylen Brown, that is his second foul early in this game.
I think Embiid realized that. He climbed the ladder to get that rebound, saw Brown in front of him, really went after him, and was able to absorb the contact. And yes, that is a foul on Jaylen Brown. So 2 on him early, as Rolly pointed out. And sometimes throughout this series, he's been the Celtics' #1 offensive option.
I mean, he has all 7 points for Boston so far.
Yeah.
So, and it looks
so
like
what's Mazzulla going to do? Is he going to keep him in here?
Looks like he's going to keep him in.
Embiid hits the first free throw.
I think Mazzulla might have tuned into the show when I said that you can't get off to a slow start if you're Boston. You don't let Philly throw that massive punch at you. I think he's going to try to counteract that by leaving Brown in even with 2 fouls.
Embiid, 2 of 2 at the line there. He split the pair on his first trip. So Brown, all 7 points for the Celtics, as Rolly alluded to. Couple fouls, though, early. Marcus Smart thought about a 3, gives it up to Jaylen Brown. He's going to line up a long 3, and Jaylen Brown, not letting those fouls deter him, lets it loose with the rocket launcher. Celtics within 1. Embiid, kick out to Harris, to Tucker. Tucker back to Harris, and Toby dribbles it off his leg. Turnover, Philly.
Man, Jaylen Brown has said, backpack time for Boston, my goodness. 10 early points for the Masked Crusader.
Brown will drive into the corner to Horford. Horford trying to direct traffic. Good bounce pass to Derrick White. Embiid push White in the back, but White still finished. Whistle silent. Celtics take the 12-11 lead here. Harris going to try to take Tatum. Kick up into the corner. P.J. Tucker, another 3. 0 for so far for Tucker. Has to get going here. He's had a couple of looks, and sometimes with Tucker, you're playing 4-on-5. Brown, guarded by Tucker. This time his three-pointer is short. Good contest there from Tucker.
I know Tucker isn't the most offensively talented player, but those corner threes are ones you're going to live with.
Embiid going to try to bat the ball out after the Maxey missed 3. It was a catch and shoot for Maxey. Nice backdoor cut from Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart finds him, and Brown throws it down. Celtics up 14-11. All paced by Jaylen Brown. He is cooking in the early going. Was not guarded on that backdoor cut. Great vision from Smart. And then Brown able to climb the ladder and flush it. So who you got in game 4 here? 14-11. Philadelphia timeout here. Type S for the Sixers, C for the Celtics. I know Greg Tynan really pumped up about what Jaylen Brown is doing here. Looks awesome here in the first few minutes of this basketball game. So Mazzulla leaving him in has paid big dividends because Jaylen Brown has 12 of the Celtics' first 14 points. He's 5 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range, taking a stranglehold of this game here early.
They simply do not have an answer for Jaylen Brown, who take away the 2 points from Derrick White, and it is 12-11 Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, unbelievable.
The Sixers looked really good offensively to start. They went up 8-2. I know it was like the first 5 or 6 possessions, but it really looked like a Sixers team on a mission with a different game plan. And then Jaylen Brown just said, none of that.
Yeah, none of that. I'm taking control of this basketball game, and that's exactly what JB has done. And for the Sixers, P.J. Tucker's had a couple of open threes. Tyrese Maxey has had some open looks. Harden and Embiid have been good. But again, this needs to be a collective effort against this Celtics team because the Celtics are the inferior squad. They're the better unit. They're deeper. They're more talented. Superior, I should say, not inferior. The Sixers are the inferior team. The Celtics, the superior team. So that's why the Sixers basically have to play a perfect basketball game here.
LLA Dubs on the Sixers channel saying, is PJ Tucker or Toby guarding Brown? I think it's been whoever just matches up on him first because I think those two are interchangeable on Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum right now. So I think it's just been a mix of both, not one single person.
Achy Dragon, what can Brown do for you? Very well played. NFL Clips, still saying the Sixers going to get this game. Greg Tynan typing JB. Patrick Sargent loves the Celtics chances here. Really, we can do underdog real quick if we want. Our watch party today, Game 4, Sixers Celtics, presented by Underdog Fantasy. You can double your first deposit, 100% deposit bonus match, up to $100 if you head to chatsports.com/underdog and use the promo code CHATSPORTS. We're excited to announce our new advertising partner, Underdog Fantasy, the premier destination for NBA fans looking to play fantasy sports for real money with a wide range of games, including daily drafts, season-long best ball, and player pick'em. Underdog Fantasy has something for everyone. Don't miss your chance to win big and experience this user-friendly platform, world-class customer service, and easy withdrawals. 100% deposit match at chatsports.com/underdog. That link, it's in the chat on Celtics Today and 76ers Now. Pretty cool story here. One of the students at Michigan State who unfortunately was shot but did survive in that shooting a couple of months ago. James Harden reached out to him on FaceTime after the shooting, and that guy is actually at the game right now. P.J. Tucker, another opportunity from deep, and once again he misses. Celtics will push. Good defense there from Joel Embiid. Derrick White was there on the entry pass from Smart. Embiid batted it away, though. James Harden, layup attempt, blocked by Al Horford. Marcus Smart, going to up the tempo. Out to Derrick White. White, pull up Jay, short. Tobias Harris with the rebound.
A little bit of a frenetic pace there the last 2 possessions, back and forth, and it won't stop here. Sixers get it quickly down the other end with Tobias Harris.
Harris and Harden going back and forth there. Harris back out to Harden. Harden back out to Harris. Harris down low. Embiid, middle of the lane. Jumper, pure. Sixers within one. 14-13. About halfway gone here in the opening quarter. Derrick White up top, guarded by Maxey. To Horford. Horford to Brown. 12 of the 14 Celtics points for Brown. Finds Horford. Open for 3. Can't get it to go. Tatum with the rebound. Now Tatum. Wide open from distance. He dials it up. Cannot sink it.
Sixers escaped one there. James Harden, lazy defense, allowed Tatum to get a free offensive rebound and then a free wide open 3.
Maxey thought about a 3. Elected not to take it. He's going to fake right, go left, floater in the lane, off the mark, but P.J. Tucker turns garbage into gold with the tip in there. Sixers back up by 1.
I actually think that was Tyrese Maxey who tipped it in.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both kind of meeting at the rim there, so either way, Maxey or Tucker with the tip in to give the Sixers the 1-point advantage. Tatum, inside-out dribble, kind of got sloppy with the handle. Had to pass it up to Horford. Horford to White. Going to do a little 2-man game. Horford falls down, finds Brown. Brown finally misses. Smart, tip out. Tatum picks it up. Floater, short. Tatum, lack of touch so far. Maxey will now push. Derrick White guarding him. Left-handed layup, no good. Maxey saved it. Good defense from White. He stood tall. Smart will drive on Embiid. Left-handed layup, no good. Horford tip in. Then he's fouled by Tucker.
Some physicality underneath the rim. Maxey holds his back a little bit. Embiid took a hard fall as well. He was looking for a foul. He thought a couple Boston guys went over his back.
I'm not really sure why Maxey tried to lay that up with the right hand, by the way. He tried to gain the separation on White by digging his right shoulder in, then he went up with the right hand. That gives you no leverage. I'm not sure Al Horford's like calling for a review here.
Are they going to get one here? It was a hard foul from P.J. Tucker. I didn't think it was anything abysmal or over the top to make it a flagrant, and it doesn't look like they will review it. It'll just be common foul.
2 shots at the line for Horford. Games 1 and 2, 16 points, 2 of 12 field goals in Game 3. He was awesome, 5 of 7 from the floor, 17 points. Horford hits the first free throw. 100 people watching live on Celtics Today. Continue to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. On 76ers Now, when taking FN, a real one. Make sure you like the video over there. We're 90 people away from 9,000 subs on 76ers Now.
I'll be honest, I have hated the James Harden effort on the defensive end.
It's been bad, yeah.
And rebounding. I don't think he knows that his legacy's on the line, or he just doesn't care. I've liked what I've seen from him offensively. He's gotten to the rim. I think he's getting inside the paint more often than he was in Game 3. But his defense and rebounding effort has been very minimal.
D'Anthony Melton will check in. He'll drive baseline out to a wide-open Harris. Need that 3, can't get it. Maxey rises for the rebound, then he's fouled. Kind of had his legs taken out from him to a certain degree by White.
Fourth foul for Boston. I believe the next one, Philly, will be in the bonus.
I just tweeted this out, too. Give me a follow on Twitter. James Harden's defensive effort has been hilariously bad. No sense of urgency. Like, this is a massive game, and he's barely given effort on the defensive end. It's wild to me. Embiid backs down Grant Williams. Fadeaway Jay from the left elbow, off the mark. Tatum with another rebound. He's been active on the glass. Finds Horford. Horford for 3. Front rimmed it. Maxey with another rebound. He'll now push. He'll back it back out. Thought about a 3. Finds Embiid now. Embiid to Harden. Harden will come off the screen. Little 2-man game. It's been lethal for Philly this year. Harden gets fouled. He'll go to the line for the first time today. So Harden a little bit hesitant in shooting the basketball from long range, but has operated off the pick and roll somewhat well with Joel Embiid.
He's looking to get more downhill offensively, which is a good sign so he can get to the free throw line. You remember the prime Houston days, he lived at the line. He was shooting like 13, 14 free throws a game.
So 45 points in Game 1 for Harden. Last 2 games, though, he's been awful. Hasn't eclipsed 30 combined points in those 2 games. Tobias Harris will check out for Philly. Niang will check in. Robert Williams will also check in for the Celtics. On the floor for Philly, Harden at the line. 2-2 trip. George Niang, D'Anthony Melton, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. Celtics going to sit Smart, Horford, and Jaylen Brown. So they're going to roll with White, Grant Williams, Tatum, and Malcolm Brogdon checks in.
Celtics have missed their last 8 shots.
Rob Williams in as well, as I mentioned. White, pull up 3, got it to go. Solid defense there from D'Anthony Melton, but White had some room to step into it, and he connects. Harden, left wing, looking for the pick from Niang. He gets it, but he has Robert Williams on him. Kenny Cook. Oh, he beat him. Nice little drive there for Harden. Explosion to the 10.
That was vintage Harden right there.
Shook him with the dribble, and then blew right by him. Brogdon into the corner. Grant Williams. Pump fake off Embiid. Ball loose. Loose ball foul.
I just don't think that can happen Joel Embiid cannot get beat off the dribble by Grant Williams.
No. It was kind of one of these pump fakes here, and then he got him, but can't happen.
Georges Niang tried to draw the charge, but his feet were in the restricted area. Like I said, I've liked what I've seen from Harden offensively.
Yeah, defensively, it's been a joke.
It has been a joke. And even though that late in this first quarter, both teams only have 19 points, you would think it's been a good defensive play so far. I think it's just more people missing open shots.
Yeah, James Harden, 6 points, 2 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Nobody has been better, as we're locked up at 19-19 with the break in action, than Jaylen Brown, who scored 12 of the Celtics' first 14 points. He's added a game now, but 5 of 7, 2 of 4. From three-point range, Celtics 3 of 8. The Sixers, this is big here, 0 of 7. I had said in the pregame, whichever team wins that three-point battle, I think they're going to be victorious. So far, it's the Celtics with that edge.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like the Sixers have gotten good looks from three. PJ Tucker's missed 2 wide-open corner threes, and even though he's not the best three-point shooter as a whole, you expect from the corner him to probably go 1 for 2 every time.
Yeah.
So there's a big miss there. Maxey's missed a 3. Joel Embiid's missed an open 3. I believe Tobias Harris has missed a couple open 3s. So I don't think the Sixers are forcing three-pointers in that 0 for 7 mark. It's just that they haven't hit their wide-open attempts, which isn't good. But I also think they have made more of an effort to get downhill, get to the rim, and potentially get to the free throw line more often. I like what they've done offensively. Their Sixers' defensive effort has been bad. And you look at the Boston side of things, I think they're just a little rushed offensively. I feel like they've had open shots, and they've just rushed them. Jayson Tatum has not looked crisp in this game. I go back to the first possession. He got a nice little step-back mid-range jumper just in front of the free throw line, guarded by Tyrese Maxey, and he airballed it. And I don't know what it is, but Jayson Tatum, sometimes it disappears as well in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's really inconsistent as a playoff player, and sometimes it happens throughout the course of a series. Sometimes it happens within the course of a game where he can start off hot, then tail off, or just go missing for a little while, and then finish strong. It's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde playoff player. Our coverage on 76ers Now and Boston Celtics Today, not Jekyll and Hyde. So make sure you subscribe right now. We've already been able to pick up 5 new subscribers on our Celtics channel, a couple of subscribers on our Sixers channel. We're 89 people away from 9,000 subs on 76ers Now. The more subs that we get, the more videos that we give you. And then on Boston Celtics Today, closing in on 15,000 subs. So please make sure you subscribe over there as well. How many subs can we pick up on both of these channels by the time that the action comes back? Commercial break right now. We're live on this simulcast. 76ers Now, Celtics Today. If you want year-round coverage on these squads, subscribe today. We appreciate the support. So far for Philly, when they've been at their best offensively, dictating the pace, James Harden, good two-man game with Joel Embiid off the pick and roll and the pick and pop that allows both Embiid and Harden to get downhill. That was one of the more efficient pairings in the NBA this past year. Embiid has 7 points early. Harden has 13. The Sixers has a team 19, but 0 of 7 from 3. Brogdon three-pointer from the corner. Unable to hit it from the corner pocket. Melton hands it off to Embiid, then he gets it back from Embiid. And he goes to Embiid once again. They go back and forth. Embiid gets a matchup that he likes. Good pass to Niang for 3. Got it. Sixers record their first three-pointer of the day as Niang rattles it home.
I mean, Joel Embiid just drew about 3 or 4 defenders in the paint when he's backing down Grant Williams. That led to the open 3 as Embiid swats Derrick White inside.
Embiid making his presence be felt on both ends. Celtics did pick up the loose ball. Shot clock at 5. Tatum drives. No foul call. And then the Celtics give it away.
The Sixers have played very well defensively early. They've made Jayson Tatum uncomfortable. He looks like dog shit. And you see this replay.
That was a great pass by Embiid.
That was very, I don't want to compare him to Jokic-like, but he was backing down Grant Williams with the intent to pass there because he knew how much attention he was drawing on the back down dribbles.
Very patient with that as well. So Sixers holding a 3-point advantage. Melton has it far side. Down low to Embiid. He's guarded by Smart. That's a mismatch. Embiid, bucket in the harm. Sixers up by 5 with Embiid going to the line.
What's fascinating here, Joel Embiid gets it on the post up, guarded by Marcus Smart. What do? Grant Williams shows a double and then quickly runs back out to the line to guard a pass back 3. So when guarded by Grant Williams, they brought about 3 defenders over to Embiid. Guarded by Marcus Smart, they don't really send a true double to get it out of Embiid's hands. Questionable decision-making from Boston there.
Rex TV official, Pennsylvania, shout out please. Shout out to you, Rex TV, as Embiid able to convert on the old school 3-point play. 10 points for Embiid here in the first. 3 of 5 from the field. Sixers up by 6, largest lead of the game. Can Grant Williams respond? Clanks a triple. Embiid rises for the board. Maxey up top to Melton. Melton guarded by White. They're looking for Embiid once again as he's matched up with Williams. Spins off him. Baseline. Fadeaway. Yes! Joel Embiid trying to shoulder the load for the Sixers here. Largest lead of this series for Philadelphia at 8 points.
That's an insane number.
Tatum for 3. Back iron. Loose ball picked up by Brogdon. Celtics have had the edge there, and then DeAnthony Melton fouls him. Throughout this series, the Celtics have extended a lot of possessions. It's led to some second chance points, and oftentimes they can be momentum changers.
It was such a good move. Back down, spin, fadeaway, or baseline jumper for Embiid.
Tatum off Embiid, blocked. Couple of blocks in the early going here for Joel. Tobias Harris, kick out to Maxey, seized apart, floater, no good, tip in, can't get it. Celtics length continues to give Maxey a lot of problems here.
But I go back to my point here, Chase. They have made a
concerted
big-time effort to get inside and get to the rim.
Game clock at 10, shot clock at 7. Smart, guarded by Embiid. Mid-range jumper. No good. Game clock at 3. Harris, he'll take a 3-pointer, blocked by Williams.
I think you're taking that first quarter if you're the Sixers.
Yes. You'll take that first quarter for Philly. Again, think that they were able to control the pace a little bit. Embiid and Harden were both very active and aggressive. For Joel Embiid, needed that first quarter.
Embiid looked terrific offensively and defensively. They have pretty much shut down Jayson Tatum. You tell any Sixers fan that Jayson Tatum wouldn't have a field goal in the first quarter and Joel Embiid would have 10, 12 points, I think you're going to feel good about where you're at, and you're up 8 going into the second. So, for the 160 total people watching, whether it be on Celtics Today or Sixers Now, who do you got? S for Sixers, C for Celtics, 1 quarter in the books. Who's going to win this pivotal Game 4? Is it going to be Philadelphia? Is it going to be Boston? Is it 3-1 heading back to TD Garden for Tuesday? Or is it going to be 2-2 with the Game 5 on the line to go up 3-2? Let us know in the comment section.
Just sending out some tweets here.
Trying to give some shout outs to anyone who lets us know who they got in the comment section. A lot of people picking Philly coming into this game, especially on the ESPN panel. Wilbon, Stephen A., and Jalen Rose all going with Philadelphia. I thought that certainly meant a Boston victory, but 76ers come out hot.
All right, who do we got? Greg Tynan, our commenter MVP so far on Celtics Today. On 76ers Now, when taken, been a real one. Giordano, hello. Ready Samedy. Here as well.
Greg Lee typing his C on Celtics today.
Embiid, 12 first quarter points, 4 of 6, 5 rebounds, a couple of blocks as well.
I'm curious to see how many minutes he'll play.
He played the entire first quarter there.
Yeah. Is it going to be closer to 40? I know.
Might have to, honestly.
In these playoffs, you see most of the best players usually play an extended amount of minutes, but with Joel Embiid's injury history, I don't know how the Sixers treat him with that in that regard. We'll see how it goes. We got James Coolboy saying Sixers fan here and then typing his S's for Philadelphia to win this game 4.
Yeah, he's also making a point. Harden doing better. Much better first quarter for Harden in this game as compared to how he's played in total the last 2 games.
Jay Jettas is that boy is asking who going to the NBA Finals. I think Celtics.
Look,
well, they are the favorites to win the finals at plus 175.
It's pretty impressive. Boston is the favorite, and it's easy to see why they have a really good team. But when you get concerned about Boston, it's them playing down to their level of competition. Now, I want to see what type of adjustments they make here as we shift gears to the second quarter with the Sixers up by 8. If you're just joining us, the Sixers 8-point lead at the end of the first frame, their largest advantage of this playoff series. So Embiid and Brown, they were the stars of that first quarter, 12 points each. Jaylen Brown, though, 2 fouls. Celtics will start this second quarter with the basketball. Brogdon, defended by Paul Reed. Marcus Smart, nice behind-the-back dribble. Got it to go on the pull-up. Shook Harris.
Tobias Harris, get that boy a map.
Tatum, 0 of 5, 6 rebounds. He'll sit to start the second quarter. Harden to Reed in the lane. Dunk behind his head. Paul Reed, athletic play. Not only did he have to go up and get it, sent home the dunk like this. Sixers back up by 8. Williams hands it off to Smart. Smart for 3. Got it. Celtics within 5.
Smart saw that first one go in, first bucket of the game, and he's like, oh, it's my time to shine. I'm hot as a pistol now.
5 straight points there for Smart and back-to-back possessions. Harden, guarded by Williams. Step back 3, got it to go! Williams was in his landing area, but Harden able to find Twine from distance. Brown on the other end. Splits Melton and Reed, lays it up.
Sixers just have absolutely no answer for Jaylen Brown right now.
Harden picked up by Brogdon. Moving downhill once again. Fadeaway, short jumper. Off the back iron and through.
Well, at least you're getting a good James Harden game early on here.
And they're going to call a defensive foul on DeAnthony Melton, I believe. He was guarding Jaylen Brown. Doc Rivers hates it. Oh, Williams was definitely in Harden's landing area on that trifecta. And then Harden, the next possession from short range. Sniper. Brogdon will beat Harden off the dribble. Harden with the block. So rare. Williams gets the feed. Bad miss. And a loose ball foul on the Sixers again.
Look at Harden.
Harden saw my tweet calling his defensive effort laughable. He blocked Brogdon.
That was the best defense Harden's played in 5 years.
Yeah. So 31 people watching live on Sixers. Make sure you subscribe. We're 89 people away from 9,000 subs. 160 people watching live on Celtics. Dr. White, thank you for the compliment. Robert Williams will go to the line here. Not a good free throw shooter.
They called it on a route. Wait, now I'm confused. I thought
it was on that shot, I think, was when the foul
so
was.
they called it there? Okay, yeah.
Dumb
I thought
foul
they called
by
it on the loose ball foul for Marcus Smart trying to get it.
Yeah, no, it was on Harris, shooting foul on Williams. He hit the first. Celtics within 7. And Williams off the front iron, no good on the second. 34-27. Harden crossing half court. Has some space. Classic Harden. Floater. Rims it in. James Harden looking for his shot. Him and Joel Embiid have been fantastic in this game. Smart. Step back 3 with Paul Reed and a hand in his face. Doesn't matter. Smart having a good second quarter here. 8 points for him.
3 straight jumpers, 2 of them being threes for Marcus Smart.
Harden has scored the last 7 points for the Sixers. Sends it over to Niang. Pump fake. Sidestep 3. Bang! It's good. George Niang with the 3. Sixers back up by 9. Jaylen Brown going to look to Cook. Left-handed layup. Off the mark. Here come the Sixers. Harden leading the charge. To DeAnthony Melton. Fake the pass to his right. Takes a 3. Can't hit.
Oh, good hands.
Melton tried to bat away the Jaylen Brown pass. Brown got it back to Brogdon. Wide open 3. Buries it.
It just feels like Brogdon never misses that shot.
Seriously. When he's open, feels like he doesn't miss.
Harden has come out with a different mentality, at least defensively. He's played really well, actually, in the past 4 minutes since the second quarter began on the glass and on the defensive end.
Harden, dribble behind his back, step back right by the free throw line. He got it to go from 16.
He's locked in, Chase.
Sixers' last 9 points, all from the beard. Brogdon step back, Harden in his face. That's off the mark. Sixers fight for the rebound. Paul Reed gets it. Harden comes off the Reed screen, looking for his shot once again. Good defense from Brogdon, forces him to give it up. And then Brown, is that his 3rd foul?
They're just going to say he's batted it out of bounds, no call on the contact.
Rolly, that's tough.
Doc
Rivers is like, are you kidding me? That's not a foul?
So what I think the reason why they
both went for it.
I think it's because Brown hit the ball out of bounds and then got him with the body. So he hit the ball before he hit the body.
Yeah, bodies certainly met there.
And that's what the official is describing it to Doc. He said he hit the ball out of bounds before he collided.
Right.
So him getting ball first was the reason why no call.
Melton will take the inbounds pass. Harden gonna take a long 3. Harden, nothing but nylon. He's eating here in this first half.
Turning back the clock, what is this, 2017?
18 points for the Beard, 7 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. He's been terrible in games 2 and 3. He's been excellent in game 4. Harden is cooking. Sixers up by 11. That's now their largest lead of this playoff series. And you know who's also cooking? Myself and Rolly when it comes down to making our picks with Underdog Fantasy. You can see for yourself at chatsports.com/underdog. Celtics and Sixers fans, we've teamed up with Underdog Fantasy, the leading name in best ball and pick'em fantasy sports. Experience their extensive offerings, including daily drafts, season-long best ball, and player pick'em. For the chance to win thousands or even millions of dollars, take advantage of their seamless platform, personalized rankings, and exceptional customer service for the ultimate fantasy sports experience. 100% deposit match. Chatsports.com/underdog. Promo code CHATSPORTS. That link is hanging out right now in the chat. The real Jayson Tatum. He's obviously not shown up to Philadelphia, but he's showing up in the comments section right now. Tony Fuentes saying, yo, what's up, Tony? How you doing?
What's up, Tony? What's up, Tony? Tony says he's good. That's what we like to hear. Rob Vera says Celtics have to wake up. Missoula has to make adjustments now. I think the main adjustment right there is Chase. stop letting James Harden go one-on-one because not one Celtic player can stop him right now.
Yeah, and look, like this is the deal too. You know, credit to Harden. He's looking for a shot. He's being more aggressive. He's not timid like he was the last 2 games of this series. He's aggressive in trying to put the biscuit in the basket. The Sixers are running a lot of high pick and roll here, allowing Harden to get the switch that he favors. But really, I just think that he obviously sees the floor so much better when there aren't guys right in his face. And when you operate that high pick and roll, Harden can come off it, no defender in his face. He's able to see the floor, exercise that really good vision, and then if he feels as though that he has a nice little step to the basket, he's able to get to the 10, or it allows him to also hit that step back as well. Most notably, it's Harden being able to hit shots from 3-point range.
Yeah, that last 3 he just hit was deep, and he's 7 of 8 shooting, too. It's not like he's taking a lot of shots. He's being uber efficient right now.
And this Sixers run here, this spurt to start the second quarter, it's come without Joel Embiid. So that, too, is really good news for the Sixers here because Embiid had 12 points in that first quarter. Harden was really good. Harden now up to 18 points. He's only missed 1 shot. He's 7 of 8. But you're now upping this advantage with Joel Embiid getting some much-needed rest.
Winning the non-Joel Embiid minutes is a massive accomplishment for Philadelphia because you're obviously going to be playing better when the MVP of the league is on the floor, which he is right now. He just checked back in.
Embiid back in, as Rolly talked about. Tatum has it on the elbow. He's going to try to back down Niang. Spins into the lane. Whistle silent. Tatum wanted a call. He didn't get it. Melton to Niang. Turnover. Bad pass. Way too low. He sent it down towards his shins. Has to be up here.
Just got to be better than that.
Celtics nearly turn it over again. Smart will dial up a 3. Unable to hit. Embiid tracks down the loose ball. Sixers up by 11. Can they up their lead here? Harden gets past half court. Gets the Niang screen. Now he's switched on to Tatum. Can Harden get after it again? Shot clock at 5. Into the lane. Layup. Oh, layup no good. Tatum at least altered that shot a little bit. It nearly popped in. Tatum will now let loose a 3. He remains field goalless
0 for 7
in this game.
0 for 7. How bad has Jayson Tatum been? My goodness.
Harden gave up his dribble, hands it off to Embiid. Embiid back to Harden. Now Embiid sets the screen for Harden. Pass to Niang. Niang for 3! No good.
Even with the miss, though, that's just really good offense for getting George Niang, one of the Sixers' best 3-point shooters, a wide open look.
Almost halfway gone here in the first quarter. Melton picks the pocket of Brown. Into the lane. Layup. He blew it.
Oh, what a move.
So Melton with the turnover, then he blew the layup. Brown to Brogdon. Brogdon to Horford. You know how this ends up. Wow. Oh, with the miss. Harden stretch pass. Harris. Loose ball foul, though.
Now I'm just confused.
Wait, what just happened with the timeout?
Did the Sixers call it?
That was weird because I thought they could have had a fast break opportunity because Harris was cherry picking.
What just happened?
Very odd. 40 people watching live on Sixers. If you're watching on our Celtics show, 170 people over there, and you're a Sixers fan, I actually threw the link for the Sixers stream in the chat. If you want to come join your Sixers cohorts, regardless of where you're watching, make the right decision and subscribe to the show. It's 76ers now. It's Boston Celtics today. It's year-round coverage on both of these platforms here. If you're a Celtics fan, the sub link is in the chat. Hit that subscribe or just scroll down and subscribe to the show. If you're a Sixers fan and you haven't subscribed, you can do that so far. And subscribe to the show as that link is in the chat. With Tony Fuentes, one of our commenter MVPs here in the early going. 45 people watching live on Sixers now. 21 likes, though. If you're enjoying the show, you like the Sixers start, like the video right now. Only 38 likes on Boston Celtics today. Like the show over there as well. Been able to pick up a few new subscribers here, as now we are 88 people away from 9,000 subs on 76ers Now, and we're closing in on 15K on our Celtics show. Did watch parties for games 1 and 2. Watch party for today and the rest of the series as well. Tony Fuentes, I just subbed. Thank you. Dr. Wipe just switched over. Greetings to fellow Philly fans. We appreciate you. Diego, trade Tatum. We don't know if he's going to get 50 points or be straight up garbage. I'll tell you what, Diego, the Sixers passing up on Tatum and drafting Markelle Fultz is something that will haunt them forever. They wish they could have Tatum on this squad. Greg Tynan, get the ball to JB. Tatum, pick it up. Whip, not wipe. Whip, we got you. Hard to tell. WYP. James Coolboy, Sixers back in the game. Tony Fuentes, I love it here. Go Sixers. Tony, we love you.
Tony, I got to ask you, how are you a Chiefs fan and a Sixers fan?
Interesting.
Tony is one of our
Chiefs Report guys?
Chiefs Report real
okay.
ones.
James Coolboy, Harden back in his prime. He has been excellent here in this first half.
Jason Dyer, saying Tatum stop shooting, someone who has not been good this first half. Jayson Tatum 0 for 7. I don't know if he knows there's a game today, Chase.
For the Sixers, they needed Embiid and Harden to take control of this game. And between them, 30 combined points, halfway gone here in this second quarter. 30 of the 44 for the Sixers so far. Harden has 18, Embiid has 12. All 12 of those for Embiid coming in the first quarter.
Look at the paint points here by Philly. They're winning the paint points battle by 12. We kind of highlighted it, that Maxey and Harden need to play well. I think Harden has definitely done it by getting into the paint, inside the arc, getting buckets.
Embiid, double teamed, sends it into the corner to Harris. Harris, floater, no good. Embiid, rebound, fouled again. He's going to go to the line. Embiid, very active here.
That was an incredible rebound.
It really was.
Over about 3 people.
He had to soar for it.
And that's what Jayson Tatum is complaining to the refs about. He's saying that Embiid went over the back. I still wish we got an explanation on how that timeout occurred.
Yeah. Was it the under 7 timeout that happened? I wasn't sure what the whistle was to cause the break in action.
I think Doc called the timeout.
Yeah, it's weird. Embiid, did he just miss the first free throw?
He did miss the first.
Second free throw from Embiid. This time, he connects. Sixers up by 12.
He's missed 2 free throws here early, right?
Yes. 2 rare misses from the free throw line for Embiid. Celtics started 6 of 8 from the field. They're 6 of 28 since then. Can Jaylen Brown get Boston back on track? Good defense from Maxey, even though he's undersized. Brown gets it back. Into the corner to Horford. Horford, desperation 3. Almost got the shooter's roll. Just shy, though. Harden, in and out dribble. Nearly threw it away to Embiid. Pull up. Jimmy, yes! JoJo, the MVP, puts the Sixers up by 14. Brogdon will drive on Harden. Sends him flying. Blocking foul on the beard.
I think they call it a block just because of the flop by James Harden.
He did go flying.
He obviously took a bump, but it was not a bump significant of him flying about 20 feet on the ground.
Yeah, he certainly flailed there a little bit.
He got bumped at the free throw line, and by the end of his movement, his feet were touching the end line.
Classic off-ball shoulder move from Brogdon, which is a very normal basketball play. Tatum will spin off Harris, into the lane, into the corner to Brogdon. Brogdon for 3. Short iron.
Well,
Harris with the rebound.
The foul worked out because Brogdon made the midi, and then he missed a three, so Sixers avoid a bucket.
Harris kick out to Maxey. Maxey up top to Harden. Shot clock at 10. Embiid guarded by White. He's going to back him down. Bad pass into the lane, stolen away from Boston. Outlet pass to Brogdon. Beats Harden. Layup, good.
That was a tough angle for Brogdon to get that up and off the glass.
Maxey going to try to run the floor. Good recovery defense there from Brogdon. Maxey to Harris. Harris to Embiid. Embiid guarded by Horford. One-on-one. Brogdon sags. Embiid. Jumper. He can't be stopped on the mid-range right now.
His face-up game in the post is what makes him so special.
Derrick White guarded by Harris. Wanted Tatum, he found Tatum. Tatum, step back on Maxey. Still can't hit a field goal. 0 of 8 now. Harden, going to look to take Jaylen Brown to the cup. Layup off the left side. Good defense there from Boston. Brogdon, pull up three. Pump fake. Now he lets it loose, and he hits.
He does not miss.
He's been really good in this series. The NBA Sixth Man of the Year. Seems as though when the Celtics need a bucket to squash some Sixers momentum, it's been Brogdon who's been able to convert. Embiid pull up. That's no good. Brogdon. Fouled by Tucker on the layup. He'll go to the line.
Rare miss from JoJo there. Little pull-up midi at the free throw line. And I'll tell you what makes Embiid so good in that face-up in the post. Like, when he brings the ball up, he does it like methodically almost, to where if the defender reaches, he'll get a foul call. And if not, then he just gets a good look with not that big of a contest.
Yeah. Brogdon's first free throw up and in. .307 left. Brogdon looking to make this a single-digit deficit for Boston, down 49-39, and he does. Sixers lead down to 9. Maxey will now bring it up with Harden playing off ball, but Harden gets the feed from Maxey. Switches on to Horford, sends it to his right to Maxey. Maxey, guarded by Brogdon, he can't shake him in this series. Maxey, pull up three, needed it badly, and he connects. Maxey's first three-pointer of the afternoon. He has also struggled against Boston in this series. Can that get him going? 7 points, 3 of 8 from the floor, 6 rebounds for Maxey. Double-digit watch. Brogdon on Harden to Horford. Horford back to Brogdon. Brogdon, guarded by Harden, gets by him. Tobias Harris with the steal. One-on-one with Jaylen Brown. Layup, no good. Good defense from Tatum. He saved it as well. Sixers up by 15. Smart left vacant for 3. Off the mark. Embiid now with the rebound. Spins off his man. Finds Harris. Harris, Euro, finger roll. Yes. Sixers running a little bit. Up 14. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Smart to Brown. Great first quarter, silent second quarter. That silence continues. Can't hit from distance. Harden to a wide open Embiid. Alley-oop from the half court. Embiid lays it in. Sixers up their lead to 16 points. 7-0 run over the last minute 40. Brown looking to end that. Good defense from Embiid, and he's called for the foul.
Weak foul call there. Thought Embiid did straight up. Maybe he caught him with the body. I'll have to see on the replay. Looked like good defense. Crowd agrees. I'll tell you what, though, here, Chase, the Celtics don't even look like they want to play basketball.
No.
The Sixers, give them credit, though. Let's see the replay.
Oh,
yeah, that's a weak call.
That is an awful call.
The Sixers have brought the effort, brought the energy on the defensive end, and it's led to very good offense from Philly. But, man, does Boston look super disengaged on both ends.
Brown's first free throw.
And it just all relates to Jayson Tatum being scoreless, 0 for 8 from the field. Jaylen Brown is the only reason why this game is I would say close, but it's a 16-point game.
Yeah, 16-point game here. Brown looking to make it a 15-point game. 14 points. 12 of those came in the first quarter. 6 of 10 from the field. 2 of 5 from 3. 0 of 2 at the line there, but the Celtics get the loose ball. Brown, jumper, free throw line. This time he hits it. Sixers can't come up with that rebound after Brown went 0 of 2. Unacceptable.
I don't even know how that's possible. It's not even like a Boston guy tipped it.
They had 3 guys there.
Just getting right back to Jaylen Brown.
Embiid wants Horford. Crosses the lane. Short iron, no good. Tatum picks up the loose ball. Pushes it to Brogdon. Brogdon into the lane. Pump fake out to Smart. Smart back to Brogdon. That sweet spot, and it continues to remain sweet. Celtics make it an 11-point game. 46 seconds left here in the first half. Well, the Sixers go 2 for 1. Maxey pull up from 3. Nearly airballed it.
I think he did airball.
I thought that it maybe nicked the rim because it went right a little bit, but could have been an airball there from Maxey.
Mark Jones says airball.
Smart thought about a 3. He'll drive on Embiid, kick out to Horford, up top to Tatum, pump fake, pull up. Finally hits.
Really want him to go scoreless.
Celtics down by 9 now. Sixers were just up by 17. They went on a 7-0 run. Celtics counter with the 7-0 run. Game clock at 14, shot clock at 10. Harden with Horford on him. Step back 3! Yes! James Harden with the big 3 there. Sixers back up by 12. Tatum gives it up to Horford. Horford 3 at the buzzer, and he connects. Actually, 1.3 left. Harden will inbound to Embiid. 3-quarter court heave. Short. Sixers go to the locker room up by 9, but Rolly, I think it should be a little bit larger than that. That's a nice little strong end to the first half for Boston, in my opinion.
I mean, they were up 16. It was 56-40, and then a 10-3 run to close the half in the final minute in 20 for Boston. Big time for Boston to cut it to 9 after Philly was looking to open this one up and put the dagger in Game 4.
$21 first half points for Harden as the Sixers go into the locker room at recess, up 59-50. They led by as many as 17, and that was late in the second quarter. But Boston with a big run there to make it a single-digit deficit going into the locker room. Charlie Fye, Tatum has 2 points. He only has 1 made field goal. 2 points, 1 of 9 shooting there, Charlie, for Tatum. The stud has been Brown, 12 first quarter points, 16 for the game, 7 of 11. He does have 2 personal fouls. For Harden, 21 points in the first half. Embiid with 19. Embiid had 12 of those in the opening quarter. So he has 19 and 11 so far. Been able to halt a couple of shots at the rim. But Tobias Harris, 4 points. Tyrese Maxey, 7. George Niang, 6. Paul Reed, 2. Only 6 players have scored for the Sixers so far, despite them having that 9-point lead. So it is halftime here. Sixers up by 9. 238 people watching live on our Celtics channel. 50 people watching live on our Sixers channel. Subscribe, join us, hang out. If you're having fun, like the video. Tony Fuentes, Fear to Beard. Henry Perez, Tatum needs to come alive, man. I don't know what happened this first half. Ghost Towns, Tatum once again a no-show. Brown all day, every day. Yeah, if you could keep a Celtic long-term. Celtics fans seem to be torn on whether it would be Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum. Tony, let's go Sixers. We got this. I don't like how the Sixers kind of relented there down the stretch in that first half. You're up by 17 late in that second quarter. Opportunity to really continue to keep it mashing. But then the Celtics, to their credit, nice run to be only down by 9 despite Harden having 21 and Embiid playing really well. A little bit of an issue. So 59-50 the halftime score. Both teams evenly matched pretty much with assists and rebounds there. The Sixers, after having not made a three-pointer in that first quarter, they were 0 of 7, I believe, in that opening quarter. 6 three-pointers after that. 6 of 18 from distance, 9 of 25 for Boston. The Celtics shooting 38% from the field. They started off pretty hot, then they tailed off a little bit. The Sixers, on the other hand, high efficient shots, shooting 48% from the floor, but they dominated points in the paint. Embiid, Harden were very good there, so that was able to skew the field goal percentage to a certain degree. The big story here of this Game 4 first half, it's the play of James Harden. Very, very bad and poor performances in Games 2 and 3. His output there in that first half nearly overtaking what he did as far as points scored in those back-to-back games. 21 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 of 11 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3. You have to love the aggressiveness, Rolly.
I mean, Harden has stepped up to the challenge today. He's been, what was it, 5 for 28 the past 2 games?
Yeah.
Obviously, 8 of 11 in this first half, 21 points to go alongside 5 assists and 3 rebounds. I mean, the efficiency for James Harden has always been an issue in his career. This might be one of the most efficient games I've seen him have in the postseason in his career. Prime or not, James Harden came to play. Him and Joel Embiid here have combined for 40 of the Sixers' 59 points. So the two superstars showing out and playing well early. Embiid, 19 and 11 in the first half. Obviously, unlikely to keep that pace, but a 38 and 22 game is that pace. The efficiency for Joel Embiid, 7 of 12 from the field, has been incredible. He's been unbelievable in the mid-range. He's got to the line a couple times. He has missed 2 free throws, unfortunately. But Joel Embiid, the MVP of this season, has played like an MVP-type player with his team down 2-1 at home. We talked a lot about Tyrese Maxey coming into this game. Still hasn't been great, but the rebound numbers has been something that's really stood out to me, Chase.
Yeah, no, he's been active there for sure. And look, this is a legacy game for James Harden. I mean, if he flopped on his face after what he did in particular last game, it wouldn't look good on him. Set to be a free agent with that player option. Some buzz he could go to the Houston Rockets. I mean, if he just falls flat on his face, that's bad. Now, he hasn't done that in this game. And credit to Harden, 21 minutes in that first half. And then for Joel Embiid, 20 minutes, on 19 points. So they have realized, look, we have to seize the moment. We have to shoulder the load. We have to put the team on our back. If we go back to Boston down 3-1, the chances of winning this playoff series very, very slim. You tie it up at 2-2, anything can really happen. So Maxey, 7 points. Niang, 2 3-pointers. The Sixers need a little bit more bench production. That's certainly been an issue in Games 2 and Games 3. And then for Tobias Harris, kind of a disappointing first half. He's had some open looks. He's failed to convert. 4 points, 2 of 7, 0 of 3. And then, Rolly, you talk about what the Celtics have done. I'm going to use the bathroom, and then I'll be right back here for the third quarter.
Jaylen Brown has really done wonders for the Celtics here. He has 16 points, 3 boards on 7-11 shooting. He actually had the 12 of the first 14 points for Boston in the entire game. Jaylen Brown was absolutely carrying Boston in that first half. And thankfully from him and Malcolm Brogdon is the reason why this is a 9-point game. Brogdon has 13 points and 5 rebounds. He's hit 3 threes, 4 of 8 total. Brogdon had a couple big-time buckets when the Sixers were looking there to potentially blow this game open, threaten a blowout. It was a 16-point game with about 2.5, 3 minutes to go, and the Celtics finished the half on a 10-3 run to cut the lead to 9. So Brogdon's been a big part of that, but the reason why the Sixers have been able to jump out to a 9-point lead early is because of how bad Jayson Tatum has been. 2 points, 9 rebounds, so that's really good. But 2 assists, 1 of 9 shooting. Jayson Tatum could not hit water falling out of a boat right now. Tatum is really struggling from the field, and he does that sometimes. He will randomly disappear in the postseason. It just happens where he's a streaky player where, listen, if he still finished this game with 20-plus points because he goes nuclear in the third quarter, it wouldn't surprise me. But Tatum can go on these stretches where he cannot hit a shot and build a house with all of his bricks, and he has certainly done that in the first half. Al Horford has been pretty bad for Boston as well. 5 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 1 of 6 from the field. That's horrible. And not to mention he's been the main defender on Joel Embiid, who has 19 and 11. So Horford has been cooked defensively, and he's not been able to provide anything on the offensive end. Horrible day so far for Al Horford. Let's flip-flop to Marcus Smart here. He has 8 points, but he had 8 straight Boston Celtics points early in that second quarter. He had 2 threes, and then he had a midi. He hit a mid-range jump shot, and then he hit 2 threes back-to-back. So Marcus Smart was playing a little big there. Derrick White hasn't really done much, 5 points. I just think that Philadelphia has done a good job defensively. The only 2 players on Boston able to do anything, Malcolm Brogdon and Jaylen Brown. So you hold the Celtics to 50 points. I think you live by it with that. You score 59, you're happy about that. If you're on the Sixers side of things, you're happy with this how that first half is going. Obviously not finished. You're going to have to play a whole second half and continue to play well on the defensive end as well offensively. Play through your 2 stars in Joel Embiid and James Harden. On the flip side, though, you look at Boston, they're going to have to get Jayson Tatum more involved. This is unacceptable. 2 points, 1 of 9 shooting. He's going to have to step up in that second half if Boston wants to make a comeback. Jaylen Brown is going to keep on doing his thing, but can Tatum do it? Arguably going to be first-team All-NBA, likely second-team All-NBA at worst. Jaylen Brown is also in that category, but you need your top 2-team All-NBA player to play like that, and he just simply hasn't. He had a decent Game 3. I think he had 27 points in Game 3. Nothing here. Absolutely nothing, and you're going to need more. James Coolboy in the comment section on Sixers Now asked, what are your thoughts on James Harden at the half? Well, James Harden has been the best player in this game so far. The second time he's been able to do that in this series. Game 1, he was the best player on the floor, putting up 45 points, letting the Sixers steal Game 1. They've lost the last 2. Harden's coming out in Game 4 like a man possessed. 21 points, 8-11 shooting. He's been aggressive, getting inside, not relying on jump shots, getting to the mid-range, getting to the cup, and it's opened up his ability to take a couple of those step-back threes, which he's perfect from beyond the arc. 3 for 3. So James Harden has been really good, the best player in this game so far, and the player and the James Harden the Sixers need if they want to come back from 2-1 and win this series. Henry Perez says Harden may get tired at half. We need to win. Listen, it's not a must-win for Boston, but a win here would go a long way into sealing this series early and not burning up too much energy saying the series go 6 or 7 games, as Mr. Senior has returned.
We're back. Good job holding down the fort.
Oh, best I could do. Make sure you guys are subscribed. 270 people watching on Celtics today. 50 watching on 76ers Now. Hit that sub button. We're so close to 9,000 total subs on 76ers Now. We're fighting our way up to 15,000 on Celtics Today. I've been told by the higher-ups, Adam Silver just gave me a call. Subscribe and your team will win the game. That's all I'm going to say. If the Celtics Today channel picks up more subs, I think the Celtics are going to win. If 76ers Now does, I think the 76ers are going to win. I'm going to believe Adam Silver and take him at his word.
Yeah, Adam Silver, he wants to see our channels grow. We want to see him grow as well. So it's up to y'all. Subscribe, year-round coverage. Getting close to third quarter action coming back here from the Wells Fargo Center in Philly.
I think this is a good question to ask here, Chase. It's a 9-point lead for Philadelphia at halftime. Do we think they're going to hold on? Who do you think wins this game? Is it still going to be Philadelphia with this 9-point lead? Type PHI if you think it's going to be the Sixers. If you think Boston comes back in the second half, type BOS. Let us know in the comment section. We'll give some shout-outs.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, too. I mean, you can make the argument the Sixers should be up by 20 points, so maybe Boston is lucky to be down just by 9. For as good as the Sixers were in that second quarter, they only outscored Boston by 1 point. And considering that you've gotten 19 from Embiid and 21 from Harden, if the Sixers end up losing this game, Sixers fans will not be in good shape.
Yeah.
They will not be in good shape.
That is certainly I am an understatement.
Yeah. Henry Perez, just subscribe. Let's get those likes up. Good commentary. Appreciate it. Jason Dyer said Tatum time. Look, you can never count out Jayson Tatum having a big second half. I mean, for as many frustrations as a lot of people have with JT, he's still one of the top young players in this league. James Coolboy, I would be screaming. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Luis said Philly in a must-win. It is a must-win game for the Sixers. The same cannot be said for Boston. If it's 2-2, you're going back home. You have 2 of the next 3 at home, potentially. You like that in your favor? But Harden and Embiid, they're going to have to continue to be aggressive here. Just like they were in the first half, in this second half. New poll question on Celtics Today. Who's the better player, Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum? A lot of people are debating that in the comments section right now, so you can let us know right now.
I tell you what, Chase, I think Tatum, at their absolute peaks, Jayson Tatum has a higher peak because I think he's better defensively, but I just think Jaylen Brown is the more consistent bucket getter and I think more reliable.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'd ever see a 1 of 9 for half, not even first half, 1 of 9 half from Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and the thing is, sometimes that deters Tatum for the rest of the game, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how he comes out in the second half, too. As we're about to get it on and popping once again for this second half. Celtics will move left to right offensively. They begin with the basketball here in this third quarter. Smart sends it over to Brown. Brown guarded by Tucker. Tatum going to set the screen. Tatum now guarded by Tucker. Spins off him into the lane. Layup. Got it.
And on cue, Jayson Tatum to the rack for 2.
Yep. Celtics down by 7 here.
I think it's important for Sixers to get out to a good start the second half.
I agree.
Because you were just up 16 in about 4 minutes of gameplay ago. And if they come out on a second half run and the game's tied early, I don't know how the Sixers' psyche will be.
Embiid going to take the feed from Maxey into the lane. Kind of went up weirdly with just one hand on that pop shot. Celtics rebound. Tatum, guarded by Harden. Wants to take him. Spins off of him. Into the lane again. Kick out to Horford. Horford is smart for 3. Ugly miss. Tatum with the rebound. Reverse layup. Good. Sixers only up by 5 now. Harden takes the feed from Embiid. Go ahead, Rolly.
Sixers don't get a bucket here. I wouldn't be surprised if Doc Rivers calls an early timeout.
I agree. Embiid nearly stripped by Horford. Shot clock at 5. Harden step back on Marcus Smart. Vintage Harden. Sixers needed it badly. It was a broken possession, but they get another 3 from James. Brown will now drive on Harden.
I'm surprised.
No foul, but he still gets the bucket.
I thought that was a foul. I thought Brown should have been at the line for an old-fashioned three-point attempt. But, man, Chase, we have seen 2017, 2018 MVP James Harden in this game so far.
Harden gets it from Maxey. He goes back to Maxey. Maxey into the corner. P.J. Tucker. Can he finally hit a 3? He does! P.J. Tucker from the near side corner.
The corner 3 go. Finally gets on the board.
Sixers up by 9. Can they get a stop here? White thought about a 3. He'll drive it on Harris. Runner connects.
He just carried that.
Yeah. Embiid will drive into the lane. Kick out to Tucker. Thought he had an open look at a layup. Pass it up. Embiid gets it back now from Harden. Tough into the lane. Horford had his hand on the basketball, but Embiid too strong right there. 67-58. Sixers back up by 9. Smart guarded by Harris. Sixers kind of running a 2-3 zone here. And Harden bats the ball out of bounds.
I tell you what, I don't hate a random zone possession if you're the Sixers. I know this was a while ago, but the Celtics always had trouble breaking the Miami Heat zone when they go to it sometime in the postseason.
Yeah. Smart download to a wide open Horford into the corner to White. Front rims the 3-point attempt. Maxey rebounds. He's closing in on a double-double here. Embiid thought about a 3. Gave it up to Harden. Harden comes off the Embiid screen. He's in the mid-range area now. Guarded by Jaylen Brown. Shot clock at 8. Harden can't shake him. He's trying to. Create some space offensively for the 3. Tobias Harris with the rebound. He tried to yam on Smart's head. Foul called on Marcus.
I thought he got it up to it, too. Thought he did it.
Harris tried to put him in a coffin on a body bag on a poster. Smart wants this to be reviewed. It's going to be tough to review that. He met him at the rim to his credit. I mean, Harris has the massive size advantage. But, yeah, he got his arm clearly.
I also would say, even if he didn't get his arm, I think Marcus Smart's forearm went out a little bit and caught Harris in the midsection.
Yeah.
I think that would have been enough to uphold the call anyway.
Harris with 4 points, now 5. Sixers
back up time.
Extending their lead to 10.
It's a good bounce back after their lead getting cut to 5.
Yep.
Getting back up to double digits shortly after.
And now Harris looks to put the Sixers up by 11. He does.
69 points, very nice.
Sixers up. 11-point advantage now. Derrick White, floater over Embiid. Had a good look because Embiid didn't jump, but he was deterred a little bit by JoJo. Embiid sets a pick for Harden. Harden now one-on-one against Horford. This is the matchup in Game 1 when Harden hit the game winner. Step back jumper just inside the free throw line. Cash. Harden is feeling it. He's in his bag. 26 points, 10 of 14 from the field. Smart to Horford. Horford for 3. Big answer for Boston. Gets it down to 10. Horford was 5 of 7 from 3 in Game 3.
He was 1 of 5 from 3 in the first half.
Maxey to Embiid. Double teamed. Sends it into the corner to Tucker. Tucker to Harden. Shot clock under 10. Harden guarded by Smart. Behind the back pass to Embiid. Jumper. Nothing but nylon. The two-man game from Harden and Embiid has been good. White for three. Vacant. Can't connect. Harden with the rebound. Sixers up by 12. Can they extend it? Harden unleashes a three. Yes! The beard is on one. Sixers up by 15. Under 7 to go. Joe Mazzulla timeout. Harden up to 29 big ones. 11 of 15 from the field and a scorching 5 of 6 from three-point range. 60 people watching live on 76ers now. 316 people watching live on Celtics today. And with the break in action, get in on the action with Underdog Fantasy. Double your first deposit. 100% deposit match up to $100 if you go to chatsports.com/underdog. Promo code CHATSPORTS. We're excited to announce our new advertising partner, Underdog Fantasy, the premier destination for NBA fans looking to play fantasy sports for real money. With a wide range of games that includes daily drafts, season-long best ball, and player pick'em, Underdog Fantasy has something for everyone. Don't miss your chance to win big and experience their user-friendly platform, world-class customer service, and easy withdrawals. You can get 5 picks right and get 20 times your money. Draft a team, win cash. 100% deposit match. The link is in the chat. Chatsports.com/underdog.
Chase, I was going to ask this question, but I already think the way this game is heading, we already know the answer to the question.
Yes. Who will be the MVP of Game 4?
Right now, it looks like James Harden. The streets were calling him out, saying after Game 1 he disappeared and needed to come back. He's been incredible so far. So who will be the Game 4 MVP? Will it be James Harden if the Sixers close it out? Listen, if you think the Celtics are going to come back, let us know who's going to lead that comeback and be the Celtics MVP. James Coolboy saying Harden. Tony Fuentes is saying Harden. Ninja Gaming 2.0 says if the Celtics win this game, it will be Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, you know, the Celtics get that 17-point Sixers advantage down to 9 before halftime. And then they get it down to single digits again in the second half as they're making a little bit of a run. And then Harden, he stepped up. I mean, he's played fantastic today. It's wild that he can't show up more consistently in some of these big games. Now the Sixers back up by 15. Is there another Celtics response in there? And if they do, can the Sixers then absorb that blow? And then can they respond?
If we're just looking at, ready for this, Chase? I didn't know this. Did you see this? Micah Parsons?
No.
Micah Parsons is in a Philadelphia Sixers Tyrese Maxey jersey courtside at this game.
He is from Harrisburg, but I think he secretly wants to play for the Eagles. We can just start that rumor right now. Little baby wearing a James Harden jersey. Devontae Smith is actually a Celtics fan, and there's Micah Parsons.
I did know that.
Yeah.
I always saw Devontae Smith's tweets. I know you can expect these guys, because it's a different sport, to root for the city team that they play for in a different sport.
Of course.
But it always is a tough look.
It is.
Knowing someone on your football team is actively rooting against your basketball team.
Yeah, no doubt, especially in Philadelphia with Boston, too. Under 7 to go here in the third as we're back in action. Sixers once again playing a little zone defense here. It's bothered Boston to a certain degree. They finally break it down. Grant Williams layup. Harden, Tucker, Embiid, Harris, Maxey on the floor for Philadelphia. They're starting 5. Embiid behind the back to Maxey. Thought about a long 3. He'll go back to Embiid just inside the right wing, guarded by Smart. Rip through move. He'll go to the line.
That is something Embiid is very good at. Dribbling, feeling where the defender's arms are.
Anticipating that.
And he can rip through.
Yeah. That's a good pass from Tatum there to Grant Williams on that previous possession. Embiid, while Harden has 29, he has 23 on 9 of 16, 5 of 7 from the line. Had a double-double in the first half with his points and rebounds.
Embiid makes the first free throw, hit front rim, and rolled in.
Reddy said, Moneyline Celtics 6-1. I'll take that.
I got to tell you, I think the Sixers win, but 6-1 is good odds.
Reddy did say, well, I won already with 20-plus from Harden. Were you on Underdog Fantasy? Embiid, 2-2 at the line. Sixers back up by 15, 78-63. Halfway gone here in the third quarter. Brown, nowhere to go. Good defense from Harden. He was plastering him. Now Tatum has it. Guarded by Melton, who just checked in. Tatum, finger roll over Embiid. Tough finish at the rack.
Tatum has looked like a different player in the second half.
Harden near side. Tatum started 0 of 8. He's 4 of 4 since. So 4 of 12 for the game. Harden guarded by Grant Williams. What will he do? Tries to get by him. Kick out. Tucker to the wing. Maxey pulls the trigger on a three. Bang! It's good. Maxey the madman. Sixers up 81-65. His second three of the day. Brown into the lane, takes Tucker. Tough. And another gritty finish there for Boston.
I tell you what, it won't show up in the stat sheet, but James Harden breaking down Grant Williams off the dribble, getting it to an open Tucker who swings it to Maxey for the three. That's something that won't show up in the box score for Harden, but something he's done excellent today, getting by his defender, creating open shots for him and his teammates.
A good hockey assist. Embiid with the shot clock at 7. Gets stripped by Williams, and they call a foul.
I'm a little surprised by that call. I thought Grant Williams played good defensive. It was in a good position and caught the ball on the strip down. Maybe I'm wrong here. ESPN not showing the replay. What a bunch of cowards.
Come on. Maxey with a couple of threes today. That's good for his confidence. And
yeah, that's a bad
That's
call.
Good defense by Grant Williams, honestly.
That's the MVP getting a superstar call.
No doubt. 81-67. Embiid toes the line. First free throw, good. $355 people watching live on Celtics today. We're 31 likes away from 100. Can we get there in the next 2 minutes? If you're liking the show, show us some love. Like the video. Let's get to 100 likes here on the stream. Embiid, another 2-2 trip at the line. Sixers up by 16. Embiid up to 27-12. Brogdon for 3. Rolly. He's automatic.
It's his 4th 3 of this game, and he didn't even check in more than 20 seconds ago. First thing he does, hits his 4th 3. He's 4 for 7 from deep.
Maxey going to try to respond, steps into it. Hits the iron, then goes over the top of the backboard. Celtics will now get the basketball back.
Celtics are reeling a little bit in this quarter. The Sixers has done a good job after they cut it to 5 to extend it up back to 16 at one point. But Boston looking to close this quarter strong again, give themselves some momentum heading into the 4th. We'll see if they're able to close these last 4 minutes. Big stretch here.
Tatum, left wing, spins off Niang, finds Williams. He's fouled by Niang.
You don't hate that foul if you're Philly, though. Make Robert Williams earn 2 at the strike. No free dunks and layups inside.
Ant Briggs, shout out to you, man. We appreciate the compliment. Tony Fuentes continues to like the video as well. Good stuff by you, sir. We're up to 6,000 views on Celtics today. Appreciate all of you for hanging out with us. Game 4, Boston, Philly, Celtics up 2-1. Williams misses the first free throw. If he misses back-to-back, Sixers fans get free Chick-fil-A.
Ooh. Too bad they won't be able to cash that in today.
I know. Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow's lunch for Sixers fans, potentially. Crowd's going bananas. They want the free filet.
Derrick White will check in for Boston.
Look at this. Chick-fil-A signs up in the crowd. One electric moment. Kids are going nuts.
Will Williams hit it?
Oh.
He does. No Chick-fil-A for the Sixers fans.
Not yet, at least.
Maxey with 10 points. Going to push the pace a little bit. Gets it up floor to Joel Embiid. He's guarded by Williams. Good matchup here.
Whoa.
And Embiid, turnaround jumper, kind of looked a little bit awkward.
Like
Sixers up by 12. Celtics can get it to a single-digit disadvantage with a 3. Brogdon in the corner. Guarded by Harden. Going to try to take him to the cup. Backdoor cut to Williams. Williams to the other Williams. He'll drive on Niang. Stripped. Ball loose. Williams hits the deck. So too does Harden. Jump ball. Shot clock at 2.8.
Yeah, that's a key factor here because even if the Celtics win this tip between Grant Williams and James Harden, they're only going to have 2.8 seconds to get a shot up.
Harden and Williams will jump it up. Sixers win it. Harden tips it back to Niang. Now it's Maxey in the open floor. Beats Williams off the dribble, but Williams, great recovery swat. Brogdon now has it. Thought about it 3. Gives it up to Williams. Williams back to Brogdon. Brogdon sends it to his left to Tatum. Euro. Good. Celtics down by 10.
And
Sixers going to take a timeout. At some point, Embiid and Harden are going to need a rest. And the Celtics have done a good job of battling in this game. They've remained tough. They've remained resilient. And anytime the Sixers look to potentially blow this game open, the Celtics have responded. 10-point game, 83-73. If you're enjoying the game, like the show. We're up to 400 people watching live on Celtics today. 13 likes away from 100. Like the video if you think the Celtics can win. Sixers fans, like the video if you think the Sixers can win.
I want to ask this, Chase. It's a mid-afternoon game on a Sunday. Maybe they're watching with some other people at home. Or maybe dinner's getting cooked up. It's 5:17 on the East Coast. What are you eating right now, or what are you planning on eating tonight? Let us know in the comment section.
What are you eating? Ninja Gaming, yo Chase. Do you think the Sixers will win? Whatever your name is. Yeah, it's Chase. Yes, it is. Celtics certainly have a shot here. Like I said, they've remained tough in this basketball game. I mean, the Sixers have had a couple of opportunities to blow out Boston, but to Boston's credit, they've responded as they normally do against Philadelphia, remaining mentally tough. Achy Dragon, 1989 the number, another summer, sound of the funky drummer. You're spitting bars. Furious Führer, it's morning in Australia. Yes, it is. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings, Boston Celtics, favorite NBA and NFL teams. That's good to know. CML Radio, let's go Lakers. Good win for Los Angeles last night. Achy Dragon, it's Public Enemy. I'm just saying, you're still spitting bars. 4 likes away from 100 on our Celtic stream. As for what y'all are eating, ready. Jamaican chicken stew.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
That sounds amazing. I'm not going to lie. Tony Fuentes, pizza. Justin Jefferson, tacos.
Oh,
Aunt Briggs pizza.
I made a mistake asking this question because I am now very hungry.
Yes, me too. Me too. I could use some food badly.
What a disaster from me.
Chinese takeout from Henry.
I gotta be honest, I would get that Thai food place again. That was incredible.
Ninja Gaming, steak. Gino, spaghetti.
Meek's Faded is going with a nice Philly cheesesteak.
Is that Meek Mill's faded? Philly cheesesteak. Noah, go Celtics from New Zealand.
Ooh, Dr. Whip saying pot roast with all the trimmings.
Ooh, pot roast sounds good.
I don't know what the trimmings mean.
I feel like that's just a word for extra stuff.
Jack Connolly says, go Sixers from South Africa.
All right. We have people tuned in from all across the globe here.
Henry's saying chicken and shrimp pad thai. Yeah, I want Thai food now.
So Harden with 29, Embiid with 27, Sixers up by 10. I think a bucket would do them wonders here to stop from mentally cratering. Harden guarded by Brogdon. He's face defending him, and he fouls him. Classic James Harden call right there. Niang will now inbounds it. Goes to Melton. Sixers could use some bench production here. Maxey to Embiid. Embiid guarded by Williams. Embiid's going to try to take him. Got him up in the air, and he's going to go to the line. Embiid with the classic dribble pull-up, pump fake, got Williams up in the air, dipped in, got the contact. Williams is a really good defender around the rim. He's really good at recovering for some blocks after guys beat him. I do like the matchup of Embiid against Williams when it's around the elbow, around the three-point arc. Embiid misses the first free throw.
Pat M. asks, can you guys do a poll on who is the best current NBA playoff Celtics player? I think JB has it over JT. Well, our poll is who is the better player between Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum.
56-44.
So you can go vote and see what other people have to say. 130 votes, 56% people think it's Jayson Tatum.
Embiid, another free throw make. He has missed 3 today, though. The doggy duo is back. What's up, doggy? Sixers up by 4. It's been the Harden and Embiid show. Can they finish off Boston here to tie the series up at 2-2? Brogdon finally missed one, seemingly. Just extended off that free throw line. It rattled out. Embiid to Harris. Harris into the corner. Niang, triple, buries it. Niang, third 3 of the day.
Big time shot from Georges Niang.
Sixers up by 14. All 3 of his makes from downtown. Brogdon to Smart. Sixers back in his zone. To a cutting Tatum. He gives it up to Williams. Two-handed flush. Rolling, when the Sixers have gone zone, the Celtics have been able to break it down with some dribble penetration.
So the key to playing the zone is to pack it in, not allow dribble drives, as Tobias Harris lines up a 3 and he knocks it home.
Harris with the 3. That's a big one for his confidence meter. Embiid with the assist.
90-75 Philadelphia, but to my point with the zone, you can't get beat off the dribble because then everyone collapses and it's going to be a wide open shot on the baseline or a corner 3 like this Derrick White one, which is good and a big answer from Boston. If you're going to play the zone, you have to have your hands up, being active. You're not taking defensive plays off in the zone. You're just being as active as man-to-man because if you allow dribble penetration, it's bad look for the defense.
Embiid dribble pull-up on Williams just beyond the free throw line, back iron. Celtics can make it a 10-point game with the 2, 9-point game with the 3. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Off-ball foul on, I believe, Tobias Harris or Niang. And on that last possession for Boston, how does Derrick White get so open in that corner? Another defensive breakdown for the Sixers.
High-scoring game. Philly's at 90 points. Boston's practically at 80 going into the fourth quarter at minimum.
Brogdon will inbound to Williams, to Tatum. Shot clock, 10. Tatum dips in and one. He was fouled by Harris. Slight contact from Harris on the off arm for Tatum. He's had a good third quarter after being silent in the first half. Can make it a 9-point game here. He does. 47 seconds left. 2-for-1 opportunity for the Sixers here. Maxey guarded by White. Can't shake him off the dribble, backs it back out. Maxey, dribble behind the back. Now Smart is on him. Goes to his right to Harris. Harris guarded by Williams. Harris for three. Short iron. Tatum tips it out to Brogdon. 3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 20 seconds left. Tatum ripped through on Niang.
Now Tatum's going to head to the line with a chance to make it a 7-point game.
Gives the Sixers an opportunity to get the ball back before halftime, but I don't know why Niang was face guarding Tatum there.
Yeah, I don't know why he's up that close in the Tatum's personal space, 45 feet from the basket. It doesn't make any sense. Bad IQ play there.
Because now Tatum, he drains both. Celtics are down by 7. Down by 8 right now. Can he trim it to 7? He does. It's been perfect at the line tonight. Harris to Niang. Game clock at 16, shot clock unplugged. 8-0 Celtics run here.
Closing quarters so important in NBA basketball, and the Celtics have done it really well here in the third.
Maxey, guarded by Williams, going to try to go to the rim. Layup! He beat Williams! A little kiss off the glass. 1.9 left. Sixers up 92-83. Tatum takes the inbounds. Won't even try to get a shot off.
Welcome to the Savings Club.
Tight those fours. We're going to the fourth quarter here.
Big time finish there by the Celtics, but Tyrese Maxey getting the layup to go right before the fourth or the third quarter ends, making it a 9-point game heading into the fourth. The Sixers and Celtics scoring the same amount of points there in the fourth or third quarter.
Ninja Gaming and Aki, thank you for saying bless you. I appreciate that. Type those fours down in the chat. We're headed to the fourth quarter. Henry Perez, Ninja Gaming, I see you doing that. How about on Sixers now? Tony Fuentes and Crypto Mikey. Dr. Whip, typing those fours right now. Big fourth quarter coming up. Sixers up by 9. I think Rolly made a really good point. Closing quarters, really important in the NBA because momentum is a real thing. Celtics closed the second quarter strong. Prior to that Maxey bucket, they went on that 8-0 run in that third quarter. Has the momentum shifted a little bit? Has it been tilted back to Boston? First couple of minutes in this fourth quarter going to be interesting. A lot at play here. Boston looking to take a 3-1 lead. Sixers looking to tie it up.
I thought that the beginning of the third quarter boded well for Boston.
Yeah.
They cut it to 5, like in the first 2 minutes, and I was like, uh-oh, we might see a Celtics run here. But then the Sixers battled. They got the lead all the way back up to 16 at one point in that third quarter. But like we said, Boston finishing the third on an 8-2 run to make it a 9-point game.
All right, we're going to do some new polls here. Tatum getting 59% of the votes over Jaylen Brown, so wide margin for him. Fourth quarter going to start here momentarily. Notable numbers as we go to the final frame. Joel Embiid, 28 points, 12 rebounds. James Harden, 29 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 of 6 from 3, 11 of 15 from the floor. Embiid is 9 of 18, including 10 of 13 from the stripe. Only 2 free throw attempts so far for James Harden. That's pretty rare going into the last quarter. And then after Tatum was bad in that first half, 6 of 14 respectable numbers, 15 points. Jaylen Brown had 12 in that first quarter. He has 20 right now.
Yeah, Tatum had 13 in that third quarter. Jaylen Brown, after doing most of his damage in the first, really hasn't done much the rest of the game.
No.
Ninja Gaming says, yo, Chase, can we make a deal? What type of deal we talking here,
What
Ninja?
type of deal? We're back in action. Fourth quarter underway. Harden comes off the Paul Reed screen. Into the lane. Digs his shoulder into Jaylen Brown. Pull-up jumper. No good. Smart into the lane. Layup and one, or are they calling that on the floor?
I think they called it on the floor, which I believe is the right call. I don't think Marcus Smart flipped that up until he was fouled and took another step. And he wasn't already in a shooting motion. So
Tatum starts the fourth on the bench. Celtics with Smart, White, Robert Williams, Jaylen Brown, Brogdon. Pass went to Jaylen Brown. Tobias Harris going to be called for a foul here.
2 early fouls. Don't want to get into the we don't want to give Boston the early bonus here.
No.
A team that's trailing, giving them more opportunities to get free points. Not smart. Arguably the biggest 11 minutes and 30 seconds of James Harden's career. Thinking about the impact of a loss of this game. Send ripples through the offseason. Massive 11 minutes here, folks. Buckle up.
Marcus Smart switches on to Tobias Harris. In and out dribble. Spin. Good help defense there from Paul Reed. But Robert Williams, he gets the rebound to extend the possession. Shot clock resets to 14. Brown, another foul called away from the ball. This time it's on Melton.
Ninja, that's quite the bet.
Ninja, I'll have to take a look at that. That's a little bit weird. Getting covered in syrup and feathers? Interesting. Celtics, another opportunity. As Smart, he's going to line up a 3. No good off the mark.
Sixers dodging some bullets there.
Got a little bit lucky. That's exactly what I was going to say. Harden crosses half court. Goes out to Niang. Niang hands it off to Harden. Shot clock at 10. Harden guarded by Brown. He's had trouble shaking Brown when they've been matched up in this series. Harden to Reed. On Williams. Shot clock violation on the Sixers. You got to get Joel Embiid back in this game very quickly. I know you got to get him rest to start this fourth quarter. Maxey's going to come back for some dribble penetration to try to break that defense down. Sixers a little bit stale here offensively of late, though. Crypto Mikey, can the Sixers get a rebound, please? They've struggled there. Nine-point margin in favor of Philadelphia, 92-83. Approaching 10:20 left here in the fourth. Brown guarded by Melton. To Tatum, who's guarded by Reed. This isn't a good matchup for Philly. Tatum, 3. Rims out. Harden with a rebound. To Niang. Niang going to pull the trigger from deep. Overshot the rim. Harden failed to get back. Derrick White throws it down. Bad effort there from Harden.
That's
Doc
tough.
Rivers timeout.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one to swallow there if you're Philadelphia. Good look for 3, no good. Results in the easy transition dunk.
So Derrick White gets the Celtics within 7, 92-85. We're coming down to the wire here in Philly. Big game 4. You know, it's also big if you love playing fantasy. Underdog fantasy. Double your first deposit up to $100 at chatsports.com/underdog. Promo code chatsports. See for yourself utilizing the links that right now are in the chat. Experience the thrill of fantasy sports like never before with Underdog Fantasy, the industry's easiest and fastest growing app. Put your basketball knowledge to the test in their pick'em game by forecasting whether your chosen players will have a higher or lower stat total in this week's game, and you might just win up to 20 times your money. That's right, 20 times your money. Register today using our promo code CHATSPORTS and double your first deposit up to $100. One more time, chatsports.com/underdog. Find us in the App Store and make sure you use the promo code for that bonus to apply. All right, interesting closing to this game potentially. Who you got in game 4? Type S for the Sixers, C for the Celtics. 461 people watching live on Celtics today. 70 people watching live on 76ers now. Who do you like? Philly Shad, Gabe, Tony. All type in those S's. We have Ninja Gaming, Douglas Officials, Chris the Rebel, all in the chat on Celtics. Chris is actually saying Sixers on Celtics. Greg Tynan, we see in the chat as well, asking how much time is left in this fourth quarter. 9:55. X-Bone Breaker likes the Celtics. Kanye Mills, Sixers. Yuri Pina, Celtics. Giordano, go Philadelphia. Tony Fuentes, come on Sixers. Chris the Rebel, Sixers got this, going 7 games. Can you imagine the nerves for Celtics and Sixers fans, given the great history of this rivalry, in a Game 7 at TD Garden in Boston with an opportunity to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals? Offbeat, greetings from Germany. What's up, Offbeat? Thanks for tuning in. We have people watching from everywhere. Henry Perez, Celtics taking this one. Just watch. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Sixers are mentally fickle coming down the stretch. Joe Mazzulla's message to the Celtics: we're right there. Keep chipping away. And despite going down by 17, they've remained right there.
This is a big little stretch here. Sixers just called a timeout. Haven't scored in the first 2.5 minutes of this fourth quarter. See what they can get going out of a timeout.
Maxey seized apart for him. Slings it out to Harris. Harris lost it. It's going the other way. Harris with a couple of awful turnovers in this game.
Will there ever be more? I guess it was more Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler. But man, Tobias Harris has not paid dividends since getting that new contract a few years back.
No. Most overrated $30 million per year player. Brogdon will take Harris to the cup. Layup off the mark. Melton going to be fouled. I think it was a push in the back. So the Sixers will retain possession here.
I didn't see a foul. I'd like to see a replay on this one. It's a very weak call. I thought it was a natural fall down as Joel Embiid checks back in to the game. 28 points, 12 rebounds on 9-18 shooting. He's played 32 minutes in this game. Looks like he'll be playing 40-plus minutes today. I don't see him coming out of this game anymore.
Maxey will run point here, guarded by Brogdon. Maxey, Harden, Embiid, Melton, Tucker on the floor for the Sixers. Maxey bounce pass to Embiid. Inside the three-point arc. He's guarded by Horford. Shot clock at 6. Floater cannot connect. Good defense from Horford there. Tatum beats Melton off the dribble. Into the lane. Lost it. Got fouled.
I tell you what, I believe that's already 4 fouls on Philly this quarter. 1 or 2 more away, and Boston will be shooting free throws every foul for the rest of the way. Sixers scoreless in the first 3 minutes of this fourth. Not ideal if you're a Philly fan. Everything's going Boston's way here early.
And it's going to be a shooting foul on Tatum, so he goes to the line, misses the first free throw, first miss from the line for Tatum so far.
And it is bonus the rest of the way for the Celtics.
Yep. Still a 7-point game. Tatum hits the second. 6-point game now. Massive fourth quarter stretch here for Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Doc Rivers. Their Sixers' futures may be on the line. Tucker to Embiid, into the lane to Melton, to Maxey for 3. No good. Robert Williams with the rebound. Brogdon to Tatum. Tatum guarded by Harden. Can he take him to the rack? Jab step. Backs him down. Into the lane. No good. Loose ball. Fought for. Harden gets it. And it's going to be a blocking foul on Tatum.
It was the right call. Jayson Tatum gets up angrily. I don't know why.
It's a flop, too. It's so funny how Harden falls so easily, quote unquote, too.
And could you do a double flop?
Yes. 568 people watching live on Celtics. Make sure you subscribe for year-round content here on the C's. And subscribe on 76ers now, too, if you're a Sixers fan. Closing in on 9,000 subs there. Embiid guarded by Horford. Approaching 8 minutes left to go in the final quarter of Game 4. Jab step right. Bounce pass to Harden. Harden to Melton. Shot clock at 7. Harden now has it again. Shot clock at 4. Harden, head fake, runner, yes.
He's just made Jayson Tatum look like a little boy. The little bump he sent him on the drive had Tatum taking 3 steps back.
47th career playoff, 30-point game for Harden. On the other end, Brogdon will drive. He's fouled by Niang. Sixers up 94-86. Little head fake, too. Little off arm for Harden, crafty.
I think it was Marcus Smart on the drive to the cup there when he was fouled by Niang.
You're right. So Smart will shoot it. Hits the first free throw. Games 2 and 3 combined. Harden, 28 points, 5 of 28 today. 31, 12 of 17. So a good Game 1 and Game 4 for Harden. Smart's free throw, 2 of 2. Sixers lead. Back down to 6.
Embiid's on the ground. I don't know how that's possible.
George Niang has 5 fouls in 16 minutes. That's tough to do. Embiid matched up with Horford. No double team yet, but here comes Smart. Jumper from Embiid. Short.
Interesting to me how he waited for the double team to get there to take a shot.
Brogdon stripped by Harden. 2-on-2 here. Harden will back it back out. Bounce pass. Embiid in the lane. Layup. Timeout Celtics. Very heady play there from Harden. He realized the Sixers did not have numbers, so he backed it back out, let Embiid get up floor. Then he hit him with the bounce pass. And Embiid, he had the angle on Horford, and he was able to lay it in. So the Sixers with a little bit more breathing room here, up by 8. Joe Mazzulla timeout, 96-88. Who you got? Who wins it? Type S for the Sixers, C for the Celtics. We continue to ride the seesaw here. If you're a Sixers fan watching on Celtics today, we're up to 630 people watching live. Here's our Sixers stream, because we're live over there. And if you're a Sixers fan watching on Celtics, you can subscribe to our Sixers channel. The link is in the chat. Of course, Boston fans, stay put. We got you covered both angles here. Crypto Mikey, Sixers. Tony Fuentes, Sixers. Gabe, finally some energy. Chris the Rebel, not a Sixers fan, but I see it going 7 games. Henry still likes the Celtics to win. Unknown 11 said the scripted NBA 76er season. Greg Tynan, dang it, Tatum, let's go. Get the ball to JB too. On 76ers now. We're 77 subscribers away from 9,000 subscribers. Lock us in, subscribe. No super chats on either channel yet either. Who's going to be the first super chatter? Who's going to break the seal? Break in action, you're not missing anything right now.
Celtics fans getting more and more confident, it looks like, as this game goes on, even though they're just down 8. 7 minutes to go. Celtics fans not backing down, still getting those C's in the comment section. Tony says we need to win this, Philadelphia. Completely agree, Tony. This game's a must-win, not only for your playoff lives in this season, but also the future of this Sixers build.
Yep. There's no question about it. Bethany Bell still likes the Celtics to win. The poll question on Celtics, though, pretty interesting. Fourth quarter, who closes it out with the dub? 51% Philadelphia on our Sixers channel. Sixers fans a little bit more confident. 72% on 76ers now. Ghost Towns to win MVP of the Lakers are the refs. Now, I've seen a lot of people complaining about the officiating last night. It didn't seem to be great. But also keep this in mind that the Warriors in the regular season last in getting to the free throw line. Mike Hoffman.
Oh, look at that.
$5 super chat. Let's go Raiders and Chat Sports. Mike. We appreciate you, brother. We'll get it popped up on the screen here. Mike with the first super chat of the day. We appreciate you, Mike.
Shout out to Mike. Can Harden and Embiid close out at home? Let's see. Massive 7 minutes here.
96, 88.
Something to monitor. Celtics are in the bonus for the rest of the game.
Tatum against Melton. Now it's Brown against Harden. Crossover dribble into the lane. Wide open Marcus Smart for 3. He buries it. Celtics down by 5.
I would say that was a nice set out of a timeout, but it was just one-on-one ball. Jaylen Brown beat his guy and then dished it out for a wide open corner 3.
Sixers have struggled against the dribble penetration for the Celtics today. Smart guarding Harden. Now it's Brogdon against Harden. Harden loses it. It's going to be a jump ball, but the shot clock runs out. Shot clock violation on the Sixers.
It's not great. Not a great little 2-possession stretch there coming out of a timeout. You give up a 3, then have a terrible offensive possession with no movement, turnover.
Good defense there from Brogdon to stand tall and not give way to the Harden dribble. Tatum, double team, now single team by Melton. To Brown. Brown for 3. Yes! Jaylen Brown getting the Celtics within 2. Money from the left wing.
Oh, man.
Tatum, 16 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. Melton, look for the high-low with Embiid. Embiid takes the pass from Maxey. Guarded by Horford. Slings it to Melton. Pump fake into the lane. Out to Maxey. Shot clock at 1. Maxey pull up. No good. Celtics can tie. They throw it away. Harden with the steal.
5-on-4. Take
5-on-4. Niang in the corner for 3. Blocked. Tatum with the good defensive play. Smart to Tatum. Reverse layup. We're tied. 96-96. Doc Rivers timeout.
An 8-0 run after the timeout by Boston.
8-0 run for the Celtics over the last minute 50. And it started with the Tatum block on Niang. He had a decent look, but it was a good close on Tatum. Then a reverse layup for Tatum. So after an awful first half for JT, he's really turned it around here. He's in double territory, as we said. And a couple of really good defensive plays. He's been rebounding the basketball like crazy. Tatum, 18 points, 16 rebounds, 3 blocks. 700 people watching live on Celtics Today. Subscribe. Year-round Celtics content. And on our 76ers channel, 80 people watching live. Subscribe over there.
Five minutes to go. Here are the updated sub numbers from today's stream. We've picked up about 24 subs on 76ers Now today, about 50 to 60 on Celtics Today.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate the new joiners. We'll be here all off season long and the rest of these playoffs. And if you're just joining, to do more of these watch parties, hit that sub button.
Sixers, Celtics tied at 96-96. Embiid, free throw line extended. Going to try to beat Horford. Into the lane, blocked by Horford. Celtics can take the lead. 5 minutes even left. Brown, guarded by Harris. Shot clock at 10. He's going to pull up from 3. Can't get the shooter's roll. Harden with the rebound. Outlet to Maxey. Maxey back to Harden. Guarded by Brogdon. One-on-one. Sixers spread the floor. Harden, dribble drive. Behind his back, fouled by Brogdon. Third team foul on the Celtics.
So Boston still got one to give here in the fourth quarter. What good defense by Al Horford on that last possession. Defense. The Sixers dodged a bullet. Jaylen Brown had a wide open pull-up 3. Clanked it.
Harden, cross-court pass to Maxey. To Embiid. Embiid to Maxey in the corner. Maxey hangs, blocked by Tatum, his 4th block of the day. Here come the Celtics. Tatum will back it back out. He's guarded by Melton. Not a good matchup there for Philly. Kick out, Smart to Horford. Horford to Brogdon. Runner, no good. Tatum rebound. He's closing in on 20 boards. Horford into the lane. Dunks. Celtics take the lead. First lead since 1917 for Boston. Harden. Fouled by Brown.
And now Boston or Philly will be in the penalty for the remaining of the game. Oh, Chase, we're witnessing a little bit of a collapse.
Yes, we are. Sixers led by as many as 17 points in this game.
9 entering the fourth quarter.
Yep. Harden looking to tie it up with 2 free throws here. Hits the first, 98-97.
Listen, Tatum was really bad in the first half, but give him credit. He's rebounding the ball like a center, and he's also rejected about 4 shots today too, I believe.
Harden 2 of 2 from the line. We're tied at 98. 3:38 left. Nearly 900 people watching live on Celtics Today. Like the video and subscribe. Do the same on Sixers. Smart switches on to Tobias Harris. Now it's Tatum, guarded by Maxey. Hangs in the air. Layup, no good, but he got fouled. That's a superstar call right there.
Have to see the replay here, Chase. Probably should have been a no call.
I mean, he jumped into Embiid, who went straight up. But Tatum will go to the line here.
I think the moral of the story, don't leave Tyrese Maxey on an island on the side of the court as Tatum misses another free throw.
Tatum misses the front end.
I mean, Tatum had the ball with his foot on the three-point line on the right wing, and there was nobody else on that side of the floor to help out Maxey defensively.
Tatum hits the second free throw. Celtics up by 1. Just over 3 minutes left to go. Maxey will bring it up. Celtics' length really causing him a lot of issues in this series. Harden now has it far side. Looking to operate a little two-man game with Embiid. Jump stop into the lane. Horford has defended him really well. Embiid, fadeaway, blocked by Horford. Brown, Euro, out to Smart for 3. Got it! Marcus Smart with the triple. Celtics up by 4. 14-2 run for Boston. Harden out to Embiid. Thought about a 3, didn't take it. He wants Horford again. Double team comes over from Brown. Embiid up top to Harden. Shot clock at 5. Harden drives, step back, got it.
They needed that one bad.
Sixers down by 2.
2 minutes remaining, just about 2. My goodness, what a comeback by Boston.
The Sixers choking this game was inevitable. Smart, he'll drive, sees the part, out to Brogdon for 3. And yes! Malcolm Brogdon once again puts the Celtics up by 5. 105-100.
Oh, this game's going to result in a lot of changes. What a horrific fourth quarter for Philadelphia. They're getting outscored by 14 here in the fourth. Held a 9-point lead entering the final frame. Celtics now hold a 5-point lead. Just horrible defense, horrible offense for Philadelphia here late.
Yeah, look, Sixers up by as many as 17 points in this game. I have said time and time again that the Sixers do not have the mental edge on Boston. Boston is the better, deeper, more mentally tough team, and you're seeing that here today. This is a Sixers organization. They have not made it past the second round since 01. They have not beaten the Celtics in a playoff series since 1982. And you see them mentally crater down the stretch. Al Horford has clamped up Joel Embiid, and whereas the Sixers are playing tight, the Celtics are playing free-flowing basketball, and they have a load of confidence here. Henry Perez, he called it. He said the Celtics were going to come back and win this basketball game.
Wells Fargo Arena, yeah?
Wells Fargo Center.
Center. It's a little quiet in there. Fans are anxious. They're nervous.
Sixers down by 5. 17-4 Celtics run. Harden guarded by Brogdon. He's been good but silent in the fourth. Beats him off the dribble. Layup. Kiss off the glass and in. Sixers down by 3. They need a defensive stop, though, and the dribble penetration from the Celtics, it's been money all throughout this game. Harden up to 37 points. Will his effort be wasted? Tatum guarded by Maxey again. Harris comes over to double team to Horford. Horford to Brogdon. Brogdon to Smart. Smart guarded by Tucker. He wants some. Step back 3. Short. Sixers down by 3.
Good defense from P.J. Tucker right there.
1:20 left. Harden comes off the Embiid screen. Finds Embiid into the corner. Harris double clutched. Back to Embiid. He's at the elbow. Thinks about the rip-through move. Steps through on Horford. Gives it up to Harris. Harris into the lane. 2-pointer, no good. Tucker there for the putback. And the foul. Sixers down by 1. Tucker with an opportunity to tie it.
What a play from P.J. Tucker.
Tucker yelling in Embiid's ear, trying to get his teammates pumped up. It was Brogdon whistled for the foul. Tucker can tie it here. 100 people watching on Sixers. Make sure you subscribe. We're 70 away from 9,000. 1,300 people watching live on Celtics. Tucker's free throw. Got it. We're tied up. 105-105. Here we go.
Minute to go. Let's go, Chase.
Hold on to your seats. We're coming in for a landing. Brown, guarded by Tucker. To Tatum, who's guarded by Harris. He hit the big three late on Harris, and then an off-ball foul called on the Sixers. Celtics will go to the line.
I'm curious here, if it was just a feet entanglement, could Rivers use his challenge? I don't think he's used it today.
Smart, of course, fell to draw the foul. Smart now goes to the line. 51.3 ticks left.
No challenge.
Smart's first free throw. Shooters roll. It drops. Celtics back up by 1. Smart up to 17 points. He's been great today. Second free throw. Also good. Sixers down by 2. 51.3 seconds remaining. Harden picked up three-quarter court by Jaylen Brown. Shot clock down to 10. Harden to Embiid. Embiid is guarded by Smart. Embiid will try to back him down. Spin into the lane. Hangs in the air. Blocked by Horford. Shot clock resets to 14. And now they're going to stop play.
The shot clock should never reset.
I don't think the shot clock should have reset. They're going to review it. See, why didn't Embiid go up with the left? It did hit the rim?
It did. It hit the bottom, right here.
Yes.
Unless it hit the bottom of the backboard, which I don't believe it did. This will be the angle.
Shot clock should reset.
You got to be more aggressive going up with that.
Why would you not go up with your left hand?
Or how about instead of spinning into the lane where you know someone could come over and potentially strip that ball, you got Marcus Smart on, you just elevate over the top of him.
Yeah.
Questionable shot selection from Joel Embiid, but the Sixers will have it down 2 with 28 seconds left, 12 on the shot clock.
And look, Al Horford has played absolutely spectacular defense against Joel Embiid.
A lot of people getting in their predictions who's going to win this game. We got Henry saying Celtics, Matthias or saying Sixers, Vadden saying Celtics.
Subscribe to the show. We're live on 76ers now and Celtics today. Dual stream, rivalry stream. It's been a blast no matter where you are, how you're tuned in. Appreciate y'all for being with us. Harris will inbound.
I think you got to go to Harden here. Joel Embiid's been a little timid. Al Horford's done a great job. Lean on Harden. He's been incredible all game.
Shot clock at 7. Brogdon guarding Harden. Now he switches on to Horford. Harden beats him with the hesitation. Runner, got it! We're tied! 107-107. 15.9 seconds left. Celtics gonna have an opportunity here to win this basketball game.
Does Mazzulla draw up a play or let the players decide?
Smart crosses half court. He's guarded by Maxey. Mazzulla's going to let him play. Game clock at 7. Smart to Tatum. Spins off Maxey. Baseline into the lane. Out to Smart. Open look for 3. Short. We're going to overtime. 107-107. Sixers blew a 17-point lead, but Harden's heroics able to tie it up in the waning moments of the fourth. Just like he beat Al Horford in game 1 with the step back 3, this time he beats him off the dribble. hits the floater. Smart had an open look, could not convert. And here we go. We're heading to overtime. 1,700 people watching live on Celtics today. More than 100 people watching live on 76ers now. Lock us in, subscribe. As you can see, closing in on 9,000 subs on our Sixers channel. Closing in on 15,000 on our Celtics channel. Year-round coverage on these squads. Dual stream right now. OT coming up. Look, got to keep it honest. Joel Embiid was awful in that fourth quarter.
I kind of just alluded to it before the final play by the Sixers to tie it up at 107. But I just think you had to go to James Harden. He has 39. It might be 41 now.
Yeah, it's 41 now.
41. He has been the best player on the floor the entire day. Don't shy away from me now, James Harden. Show me what you can do. Lead me to victory. And as we do head to overtime, 107-107, who do you got taking this pivotal game 4? So much on the line if you've been with us all night. We've talked about the Sixers in these playoffs. We've talked about if they lose this game, what could happen in the offseason. So much on the line for Philadelphia. And then for Boston, chance to go up 3-1, one game away from the Eastern Conference Finals for the third time in 4 years. Who do you think pulls out this game 4? Let us know in the comment section. Jason says Celtics. Shadow says Celtics. Justin Cox says Celtics. Demetrius Russell says Sixers.
Sixers were up by as much as 17, up by 9, heading into the fourth. Epic Celtics rally down the stretch. Dr. J in the building in Philly. If the Sixers are able to tie this series up at 2-2, they stay alive. You go down 3-1, headed back to Boston, I think it's all but done.
Isn't that wrong? Was it a 9-point lead for Celtics, wasn't it?
For the Sixers going into the fourth, yeah.
The night graphics wrong.
Yeah.
Why did he take off his jersey? Put on a new one?
He might have put on a new one.
Interesting.
So it'll be a 5-minute session here for overtime. Sixers will still move right to left offensively. They stay at their same hoop from the fourth quarter. Embiid and Horford will jump it up. Embiid wins it. Taps it out to James Harden. Overtime underway. Harden, bounce pass to Maxey. Drives, layup, good! Maxey high off the window, gets it to fall. Sixers up 109-107. Tatum guarded by Harris. He pulls it back, beats Harris off the dribble. Floater, responds. Tatum getting guarded by Toby. Advantage Boston all day, every day. Back locked up at 109-109. Tatum up to 21 points, 18 rebounds, 4 blocks.
6 assists, too.
Harden, two-man game with Embiid, but Embiid had his arm grabbed by Brogdon. So that'll halt the action here.
It's a tough finish by Tyrese Maxey to give the Sixers an initial 2-point lead in OT.
Harden takes the inbounds pass. Comes off the Embiid screen. He's one-on-one with Brogdon. Now matches up on Horford. He falls, gets tripped up. Foul called on Brogdon.
Two early fouls on Boston in overtime. Keep an eye on when the Sixers are going to get in the bonus. Now, to me, that shouldn't even be a foul. James Harden stepped on Brogdon's foot, but it wasn't with any intent from Brogdon. So to me, he just fell. It should have been a travel. 5
fouls for Brogdon. Derrick White will come back in.
Surprise Missoula takes out Brogdon because it's only 4 minutes left.
Harden stripped. Celtics coming back the other way. White will push down low to Tatum. Had an open look, but P.J. Tucker with the close. Tatum now fouled by Tucker.
You're officiating this game very, very tight in overtime.
Tatum to Smart off the side out of bounds. Smart beats Harden off the dribble. Wide open layup, bucket and the foul.
Just inexcusable.
So Harden gets beat off the dribble. Then on the recovery, he fouls Smart off the swipe. Smart will go to the line looking to make it a three-point play and give the Celtics in turn a three-point advantage.
What a poor defensive effort on that pick and roll. Just absolutely conceded that drive-by.
Smart, free throw, rattles home. 102-109 Celtics. Maxey will bring it up for Philly. Guarded by Smart. Had a difficult time just crossing half court because of the Celtics defense. Embiid now has it. Out to Harden. Had an open look, passed up on it. Shot clock at 5. Embiid just inside the arc. Step back, desperation heave. No good. Loose ball. Tipped away. Sixers get it. Despite a good effort from Smart. Shot clock down to 10. Harris has it. He goes to Harden. He's guarded by White. Shot clock at 5. Step back. Triple. No good. They fight
Boston.
for it again. Off on Boston.
PJ Tucker with a big-time effort to get a second chance opportunity, making it a third chance opportunity for Philadelphia. Clearly was off Al Horford.
Yep.
I don't like what I've seen from Philly in this overtime period.
It's
Not
clunky.
enough action, just
Too
straight
clunky.
up one-on-one basketball.
Embiid takes the inbounds. One-on-one against Horford. Now he's double-teamed. Backs it back out a little bit. Fadeaway jumper. Finally gets one to go on Horford. Big little MJ fadeaway from the MVP. Sixers down by 112-111.
I still just think there is too much sitting around watching whenever Harden or Embiid is dribbling the basketball. Sixers need to have more movement on offense.
Embiid has 32. Smart behind the back pass to Tatum. He's going to line up a three. No good. And that's a foul on Maxey. I thought that Derrick White wrapped up Maxey on the box out. But foul on the Sixers down by 1.
I think that was the right call. Maxey was face guarding. I think he had his hand on the back of Derrick White here.
Either way, Boston retains the basketball. Smart to Horford. Poked away by Harden. He gets the steal. Scoop pass to Maxey in the open floor. Backs it back out to Embiid. Embiid to Harden. Comes off the Embiid screen. Switches on to Horford. Two-man game to Embiid. Gets Horford up in the air. Euro step. Bucket and the foul. Embiid coming alive here the last two possessions.
And
Boston's going to review it.
Challenge. Great use of the pump fake from Embiid to get by. I think that's a block.
I think it's got to be a block.
Embiid was sidestepping, light contact with Smart. Sure, Smart was set, but
that left foot's still moving, though. And is he in the restricted area?
I just think with Embiid's making a real effort to get to the side of Smart, makes that a block that wasn't straight on contact. This should stand, be an and one for Embiid to potentially give the Sixers a 2-point lead.
Here on Boston Celtics Today, we've been able to pick up 100 new subscribers today. For those of you piling in, this is Celtics Today by Chat Sports. We give you year-round coverage on the C's. For those of you watching Philadelphia 76ers now, 124 people watching live over there. Can we get to 100 likes? We're at 42 right now. Officials are going to review this. I thought that when Smart came over to try to set, the left foot was dragging. He's just outside of the restricted area. So that's not a part of this play. Missoula did challenge it. Steve Javy is saying it's an offensive foul on Embiid.
I don't think it is.
This would be quite the momentum changer here.
Yes, it would. Chance to make it a 2-point lead for Philly going to the line, or 2 points get wiped away. Boston gets ball and they're up 1.
Yeah.
This is a
massive
decision. They're taking a long time to look it over. Chase and I both think it's a block and 1.
And it's a classic Marcus Smart heady basketball play, too. This could really decide the basketball game. 1:49 left. Sixers fans will erupt if there's an overturn here. Here's the call.
You might hear the loudest boos in history. No, they're going to go to the monitor again. This might be a timing issue.
What'd they say?
I think unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful challenge for Boston.
Unless I misheard.
See, the ref on the baseline called it an and 1.
Wait, did they overturn it?
Did they overturn it? I think they did overturn it.
I didn't hear these. I thought I heard unsuccessful.
Smart's pounding his chest.
No.
Call upheld?
Wait, did they call it a charge?
So they call offensive foul on Embiid. It's 112-111, Boston on top. 140 and ticking here in overtime. Brown trying to cook on Harris. Can't shake him. Back out to Tatum. Shot clock 7. Tatum switches on to Harris. He likes this matchup. He's exploited it all day. Into the corner. Al Horford wide open for 3. It rims out somehow. Harden pushes to Maxey. He'll slow it up.
That had potential to be the dagger, too.
Harden up top, guarded by White. Comes off the Embiid pick. Back to Embiid on the 2-man game. Embiid loses his dribble. Out to Harden. Open 3! No good! Loose ball foul on Boston. Makeup call.
Philly is not in the bonus. It will be side out with a minute to go, down 1.
1:02 left. Foul called on Horford. Horford had a great fourth quarter locking down Embiid. And on that last play, Harden had a great look. Maxey, inbounds.
Both teams are now in the bonus.
Both teams in the bonus. Harden to Embiid. Into the lane. The falling floater off the glass, but he is fouled with an opportunity to give the Sixers a lead if he hits both. 2,300 people watching live on Celtics. Make sure you subscribe. We're up to 14,701 subs on Celtics today. Embiid hits the first. And we're 69 subscribers away from 9,000 on Sixers. Embiid looking to give the Sixers the lead with 56 seconds remaining in overtime. And he does. 113-112. Can the Sixers close it out? They are up by 17, up 9 heading into the fourth, and they squandered that cushion. Sixers looking to tie the series up at 2-2. Celtics looking to go up 3-1. Tatum far side. To White. White to Smart. Smart to Tatum. No push off on Maxey. Three-pointer cash. Tatum with the off arm on Maxey. No call. Same spot that he hit the 3 on Harris in game 3. Celtics up by 2. Harden beats Brown off the dribble. Tipped away by White on the dribble penetration. Shot clock at 13.
I think that push-off should have been called.
It's a good push-off off-arm on Tatum. It was not called, but...
I think that's a clear extension to what a missed call.
Clear extension.
Official was standing right there.
On the smaller player, too.
Wow.
Two points in the first half. Now Tatum, 22 points. after recess.
If you're Philadelphia, do you take out PJ Tucker and put in like a Niang here to potentially space the floor better?
Space the floor. Yeah, it's not a bad point. Space the floor gives you another offensive option.
I mean, because if you don't score here, you got to play for or you're going to have to foul no matter what. But flip side, if Philly does score and tie the game, then you're stuck with Niang out there on the defensive end, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers with a tough coaching decision on deck.
26.4 seconds left in overtime, by the way. What was that last point?
He's got to draw up a play and make the decision. That's why you get paid the big bucks, and Doc Rivers pull through for Philly.
26.4. Harden has 39. Embiid with 34. No points for Harden in overtime, I don't believe.
Jaylen Brown has been essentially a no-show after halfway through the second quarter.
Sixers inbound from the corner. Lob pass to Embiid. He's guarded by Tatum. He backs him down. Gets some space. Out to Harden. Three-point shot. Bang! It's good! James Harden does it again! Sixers up by 1. 116-115. 15 seconds left. Marcus Smart has it. Looking to give the Celtics a 3-1 series lead. Goes to Tatum. He's been cooking in this second half. Tatum pulls up, beats Maxey, kick out, Smart for 3. He got it!
I don't think he got it off.
Did he get it off? They're going to say it's no good. They're going to say it's no good. The Sixers hold on and win it.
Wow.
What a finish. James Harden does it again. His second game winner of this series.
They will review it, but I believe the crowd has already been showing the replay, and I don't think he did.
The ball was in the hands of Smart when the red light went on, and Philadelphia somehow is going to escape. For Sixers fans watching on our Celtics stream, come hang out for our post-game show. You can ask some questions. We'll chop it up. Sixers stream is in the chat. Click that link. Come hang out with us. Wow, Rolly. Harden's second game winner of this series. It was a good pass from Embiid, too, on the kick out.
Wow.
It was a good closeout on the defense from Jaylen Brown, but Harden, with his legacy on the line, able to drop it in. Wow. What a game. What a game. 2-2. Now anything can happen. And one of the Michigan State shooting victims, who James Harden FaceTimed back a couple months ago when he was still in the hospital, is now on the floor. Now Harden's going to sign his shoe and give it to him after Harden pours in 42 points. That's exhilarating. We're going to break it all down here in our post-game show. What a finish. Might make this a cut for Sixers just to get a video there, Rolly. So we'll just do underdog there, and we'll throw it up right after. Just got a text from the homie Marshall Green. He said, Harden being clutch is such a development. It really is. James Harden, second game winner of this series. 42 points, 16 to 23 from the field, nearly a triple-double as well with 8 rebounds, 9 dimes. Nah, you can just keep it like this. For those of you watching on Celtics and on Sixers, stay tuned for our post-game show here. We're going to discuss it all as this series is now tied up 2-2. And it's a brand new series now. Feel free, of course, to chime in as you've been doing. Yeah. All right. Ready? Let's recap it live. Let's go. What an exhilarating and breathtaking Game 4 of this Eastern Conference semifinal series between the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. It came down to the wire. It ended in overtime with a second James Harden game winner in this series, and Philadelphia, after blowing a 17-point cushion, a 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter, able to outlast the Celtics, survive, tie this series up at 2-2, heading back to Boston for a critical and pivotal Game 5, and there was so much that transpired in this basketball game as this epic rivalry series continues, and now we're locked up at 2 games apiece. Final score, Sixers win it 116-115. It was Harden's game-winning 3 in the corner off the give from Joel Embiid that did decide this basketball game. Harden was spectacular, pouring in 42 points, and really, what a polarizing player. In games 2 and 3 combined, Harden did not surpass 30 combined points. He pours in a game-high 42 points here in a must-win game for Philadelphia, because you think about it, if the Sixers lose this game, they fall down 3-1 against arguably the most talented team in the NBA. Going to be very difficult to come back out of that deficit. But now you have to find a way to steal one game on the road with 3 potential games left if you're the Sixers to make it past the second round for the first time since 2001. I did say in the lead-up, I thought 3-point shots were going to be very critical in this game. Both the Celtics and the Sixers hitting 38% of their 3-point shots. Joel Embiid, James Harden, for much of this game, fantastic. Embiid got locked up and clamped by Al Horford in that fourth quarter, but did have the game-winning assist to a vacant Harden who was in the corner, able to knock down that 3 despite the closeout from Jaylen Brown. And for Harden, 42 points, nearly tallied a triple-double with 8 rebounds and 9 dimes as well. Given how bad he was in Game 2 and in Game 3, a lot of discussion about his legacy being on the line in this game. If he were to fall on his face and flop, my goodness, the storylines would have been plentiful. Would his exit from Philadelphia have been inevitable? Now it lives on another day. I do think that if the Sixers do not beat Boston, there could be some changes made. Maybe Doc Rivers is let go. Maybe James Harden is not brought back, but that conversation going to be held off for a little while longer. 6 of 9 from 3 from the beard, and Rolly, just a classic James Harden game. What a development that a playoff player who has come up short in a lot of playoff games, he's been clutch in this series.
Yeah, James Harden turned back the clock in this one, and he really looked like himself in the prime days when he was averaging 35 for a whole month for Houston. He was unbelievable off the dribble. He was breaking down his mans in one-on-one situations, getting to the cup, and then if he drew defenders, kicking it out, getting his teammates open looks. But when he had to, down the stretch, he iso-balled, got help from Embiid on a nice kick out, hit the corner 3 to give the Sixers the lead. Harden, unbelievable. You mentioned the dialogue that would have been started around him if he did not show up. Well, you don't have to quite worry about that, because the running mate for Joel Embiid showed up today in full force. And if you just want to look at Joel Embiid, he also played well. He went a little silent there late in that fourth quarter. I should say early in the fourth quarter when the Celtics made their run to take a 5-point lead. You forget they were up 105-100, and the Sixers were able to finish the game on a 7-2 run to send it to overtime at 107 apiece. Embiid hit a couple free throws and then ended up making the game-winning assist in overtime. Embiid played well when he needed to, but he was a little inconsistent toward the fourth quarter, but got it done when it mattered.
Yeah, and look, I like how right from the jump of this game, Embiid and Harden, they realize that there's a lot of pressure on them. And as a 1-2 punch, they are paid to come through in games like this. They are looking to exercise some of their playoff demons individually. Embiid has never made it out of the second round. Harden, of course, has had some playoff no-shows, and right from the start of this game, I thought they took control of it. They were aggressive. They were running some two-man action, and that allowed Embiid and Harden to get to the tin with a little bit of momentum. There was some action that they worked off of that. I was a little bit concerned because Embiid has struggled late in playoff games that he was getting clamped by Al Horford, and Horford certainly had the edge there. It's a guy who sometimes does not back down to the physicality of Embiid. So even though Embiid did struggle and Horford did play really well, 34 points, 13 rebounds, 11 of 26 from the field for Joel Embiid, did have a couple of critical junctures in this game. Now with that, let's ask you this here. Who was the MVP of Game 4? If it's anything or anybody but James Harden, that answer, it is wrong. 42 points when the Sixers desperately needed it, and they lock up this series at 2 games apiece. More from the Celtics side coming up right around the corner, but first, Underdog Fantasy is where it's at if you love playing fantasy sports, and the deal that they have is phenomenal. You can double your first deposit up to $100 at chatsports.com/underdog76, promo code chat76. What that means is you put in that deposit of $100, they match it. That's $200 to game with here on Underdog Fantasy, and I love the app because it's easy to use, it's safe and secure, and you can experience the thrill of fantasy sports as well like never before with Underdog Fantasy. This is the industry's easiest and fastest growing app. Put your basketball knowledge to the test in their pick'em game by forecasting whether your chosen players will have a higher or lower stat total in the particular game. You might win up to 20 times your money. Register today using our code UNDERDOG76 and double your first deposit up to $100. For Tyrese Maxey, the length, size, and athleticism of the Celtics defensively continues to cause him a lot of problems. He can't finish around the rim. He can't get a lot of vacant space from downtown to get a shot off from distance. You see that the Celtics defense continues to cause him some problems. He's going to have a big game here over the next 2 or 3, depending on how long this series goes, I believe, for the Sixers to have a shot, because the Celtics are simply the better team, I believe, and the deeper team, and you need that third star to show up like a Tyrese Maxey. The Sixers also going to need some more bench production. They got a little bit of that from George Niang, who had 9 points, hit 3 3-pointers. That's by way, all of his points of stroking the ball from downtown. So good effort there from George Niang with a couple of 3-pointers there, but once again, a top-heavy effort from Philadelphia. Before we continue to move forward with our post-game show, make sure you subscribe to the show. It's 76ers Now. We appreciate your support. We've been doing our dual-stream watch parties on 76ers Now, Boston Celtics Today. Show some love to us here at Chat Sports for year-round NBA coverage. As for Jayson Tatum, 2 points in the first half. After recess, in the second half and in overtime, he was spectacular. I mean, he had a couple of really big threes. There was that one big one that looked to be potentially the dagger with the off-arm push-off on Tyrese Maxey. 24 points for the game, 18 rebounds. Another Jekyll and Hyde performance from JT, though, Rolly.
Listen, he was 1 of 9 in the first half, and he really never was feeling his shot from deep. You see, he was 1 of 6 from 3, that one being super late that we thought could be the essential game winner for Boston. But this is what my problem is with JT, and I don't really would say problem because he's still a top 10 player in the NBA, but he does go missing at times. I said it at our halftime show on our live watch party, so check us out for Game 5, but he can do this where he will go on a stretch and look like a bad basketball player. He looked bad. He had 9 rebounds at halftime, but he was 1 of 9 from the field and had 2 points and didn't get his first bucket until about 30 seconds left in the first half, and then he explodes for 22 in the second half. 22 points, 9 rebounds in the second half. Tatum is just too inconsistent. He has been that way. And listen, the Celtics still could have won this game, and you can argue, I wouldn't say should have, but with the way they were up 5 with a minute and a half to go, they probably would have expected to close that one out, and I'm talking pure regulation. I know it was on the road, but I feel like Jayson Tatum and the Celtics will think they missed an opportunity after making a little bit of a comeback there late in the fourth.
Yeah.
And another player I wanted to highlight, Jaylen Brown, had 12 of the first 14 points for the Celtics in this game, was absolutely cooking early, an efficient day, but didn't score at all really in the second half.
Yeah. It's odd, man. Like, both with Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they'll go on these hot streaks where they will really carry the team offensively, and then they'll go on these lulls where they kind of disappoint. And it's like these hot and cold streaks that are really confusing because Brown looked awesome in that first quarter. I mean, he took a stranglehold of this game. As Rolly said, 12 of the first 14 points, but from that point on, he finishes with 23 points after that hot start. And then it was Tatum who was really struggling early in this game. Then he turns it on in the second half. Now, to have a complementary effort here, I guess is certainly a good sign. But if both of them can get going, that's why right now the Celtics are the favorites to win the NBA championship, just because of them being elite on that wing spot with Brown and Tatum, but also they're really deep, especially with the play of Malcolm Brogdon.
He
won Sixth Man of the Year, so people have to give him his flowers. This guy's a really good basketball player. I love the acquisition prior to the 2022-2023 season of the Celtics bringing him in. I thought and made the argument at the time that maybe he should unseat Marcus Smart as a team starter. It seems, though, he's automatic from three-point range, and at least in this series, he's been close to that.
I mean, it felt like he hit, out of those 5 threes, about 3 or 4 of them answering a 76ers three, and they were all from the wings. Was it the left wing or the right wing? Like, he was knocking them down with confidence coming off the bench, and that's one of the reasons why he won Sixth Man of the Year this season. But I also want to highlight a guard you just mentioned. Marcus Smart was incredible. He had 21 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. Okay efficiency, a good efficiency from 3, not so much the field. And then if you watched the game and tuned in, you would have known that Marcus Smart he made a 3, but the ball was in his hands right at the final seconds, and the Sixers escaped. Clearly, not really a debate, like it was clearly in his hand when the buzzer sounded off, but Marcus Smart would have made that game winner, and the Sixers barely survived. Brogdon and Marcus Smart did a bunch of good things for Boston. And you want to just look at one more thing before we wrap up this game as a whole. Al Horford, stat sheet doesn't look that great, but the defense he played on Joel Embiid coming down the stretch, you heard me mention it earlier about how Embiid kind of went silent there. Middle portion of the fourth quarter, he showed up in overtime, but that late middle fourth quarter, Embiid was dead silent. You can argue he was bad. It was all because of Al Horford's defensive prowess.
Look, Al Horford also hit a big 3 at one point. There was a moment where he was streaking to the basket, able to throw down a dunk, and that kind of got the Celtics really pumped up so that they could mount that comeback. Horford, the ageless wonder. I mean, he's a complete winner. I think he's made it to the playoffs almost every single year of his career because when he was with the Hawks, they were consistent playoff performers. First stint with the Celtics. The Sixers stint was obviously a disaster. He goes back to Boston after being with OKC, and he has been such a critical player. I mean, a classic Celtics player, high effort, timely plays, championship-level plays, and even though he gives up some size to Joel Embiid, he has always defended him really well. And even though Horford's getting a little bit longer in the tooth, a little bit older, in the twilight of his career, he tapped into that youth in that fourth quarter, just wasn't giving Embiid a lot of space, and he was pestering him on the defensive end. So before we wrap this up, this is the big question here. We're tied up at 2-2. I don't think there's been any doubt through 4 games. The Celtics have been the better team in arguably 3 of these games, and it's taken 2 James Harden game winners for the Sixers to even make this a series at 2-2. Who wins it? Let us know Don't forget to subscribe. We're going to continue to be doing watch parties here on the show. 76ers now. Boston Celtics today. The rivalries clash on the floor. The rivalries clash here inside the walls here at Chat Sports. And if you want to give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram to chop it up with me, you can find me on there at Chase_Senior. Same handle on both social media platforms. Appreciate all of y'all for watching our post-game show, and we'll catch you next time here. All right. So 31,000 people throughout the day on Celtics. 2,100 people on 76ers. It's been awesome chopping it up with everybody. We will be back for Game 5. And that will take place Tuesday night, TD Garden. So join us for that. Thanks to everybody who watched today, and keep it locked. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, year-round content. We'll be back for a Game 5 watch party. For Rolly, I'm Chase. All of y'all, we out. Peace. Enjoy your time.